Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Thank you for joining us. So all week, we've been talking about the war in Ukraine and all the videos that are coming from the front lines showing what's really going on in real time. Like this video of a man who was filming a video when an airstrike literally rained down upon him on the building behind him. Ukrainians also released this video of a captured Russian soldier calling his mom. He tells her she needs to use social media so as many people as possible know the truth about Putin's attack. Now, this is what we're seeing in the West, but over in Russia, it's a very different story. State-run media is heavily censoring what's being said, limiting the access to Western media. They're even using children on TV to explain the war to Russians. They claimed many videos being seen across Russia are fake. They're also claiming, and they've done this for some time, that Nazis in Ukraine are attacking Russian speakers and police as a justification for this war.
Yeah. So this is not just any little girl. This is like a child prodigy in Russia, and they have her on the TV station to convince kids that they should listen to. It's like finding the biggest YouTube star in America and putting her on television. And it's frustrating because kids are so impressionable, and we wonder why we have divisiveness or things where you don't like somebody because of the way they look. And it comes usually from the parents or the grandparents instilling in that. And these are adults putting this programming on television. And I know we can't expect more because Russia did this in the past. The Kremlin did this in 2017 when they tried to convince everyone that the U.S. was giving ISIS weapons and supporting that so they can make a case for entering Syria and killing people over there, which we talk about way too little. And so it's just looking at this, it makes me so sad because this young girl is probably just going along with the flow, trying to keep her popularity, doing what she's being asked to do. But kids are now watching her and just believing everything they say, and they're going to grow up to be adults that have hatred in their heart for people for no reason other than adults drop the ball.
What? Yeah.
I mean, well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I feel like, you know, Lindsay, this is the first time that we've ever dealt with, you know, obviously state-run propaganda, but social media, like a real war in social media time. I don't know what this is even supposed to look like, but if you think about it, he's talking directly to his mother through a phone, and that's something that Putin and everybody can't get in between. So I think what will be interesting is, will, you know, the kind of old school tactics like the television show work, or will social media kind of subvert that? Because look at what's happened in this country. Social media, you can argue Donald Trump was the prime minister through social media. January 6th was shown mostly through social media. So how will this affect this war? I don't know if we know.
Well, I'm just scared that Russia's going to get in there. They're blocking people from even looking at the BBC website. So if you think they can't get it on social media, and we sometimes play saying the way that China sets up their social media so you only can see certain things at certain times. But this is the problem when you start doing that, because now your country has carte blanche to do whatever they want and only feed you information that they want you to see, which is where Russia looks like they're heading.
Yeah, one voice. Only one voice do they hear. I do want to bring up, I don't know if you guys know Anonymous, the hacker group on the dark web. They have hacked into several Russian propaganda websites and taken them down. They've declared war also as a cyber war. So there's another third party to this war, which is like cyber, which I think is really interesting. I also agree with you. To me, seeing a soldier talk to his mom, Putin's got nothing on that video, right? Like Putin thinks he can just do what he did before and paint a picture. We've got live cameras of people being like, Russians aren't prepared. Their stuff is from like 7 years ago. Their weapons aren't up to date. And Putin's trying to hide that. We got video now. We got a body cam.
It's crazy that Putin's still trying to say that they're doing well. Like even as recent as yesterday, he keeps convincing people that he's doing well. But we're looking at what's happening. We're like, this is a disaster for you. He thought it was going to probably be a weekend, and then this is done, right?
I think you're right. And it's like the ego and the narcissism to continue that thought. It's going fine. It's going fine.
Yeah.
Very
He's really showing himself to be a leader from last generation.
Totally
and we look
agree
at Zelensky, who is clearly of this generation.
Totally agree with you. I completely agree with you. Let us know what you guys think as well. So yesterday, we talked about calls here in the U.S. for the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin. We didn't on the panel, but we discussed it. Well, now Senator Lindsey Graham is saying this is a good idea. So here's what he told Fox News. Take a look, guys.
Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and the world a great service.
Okay, strong words from the senator, but Senator Graham is getting blowback from his comments from both Republicans and Democrats. So take a look at this. This is Ted Cruz, he's a famous Republican, tweeted, "This is an exceptionally bad idea," adding, "We should not be calling for the assassination of heads of state." Ilhan Omar also tweeted about it, saying, "I really wish our members of Congress would cool it and regulate their remarks as the administration works to avoid World War III." You're nodding your head, Linz.
Well, that's the thing. It's like this rhetoric is dangerous by itself, not even saying that we're going to go in. One of our leaders speaking up on a public platform saying we should assassinate somebody who is off the rails is kind of irritating him to the point that he said that he would act. So it's like you're doing it without even asking Biden or asking NATO how they feel. And so to me, it's just like irresponsible and to the point that it could cause a war.
Right.
Absolutely.
What about people who say it's one guy doing all of this damage? And I'm not saying I'm voting. I'm saying some people think this, that if we went in for bin Laden for certain war crimes, this man is also creating different war crimes. But why can't we justify because his ego is creating this?
I don't know if it's his ego that's creating it, but what I do know is that Lindsey Graham shouldn't be talking about assassinating anybody. Yeah. Do you guys First of all, I think that we're kind of losing focus about who we're talking about, Lindsey. I think because, you know, he's not as social media savvy and he might not have a TikTok. People don't understand that Putin came out of the KGB and he's not about that life, just like going back and forth on TV. Lindsey Graham for sure doesn't want that smoke. The Republicans don't want that smoke. And the rest of the world does not, because he really will go to extreme measures. And I don't think, fortunately, very many people will, but you're talking to the one guy that will.
Who has the power
talking about taking his life on television. You have to cut that segment, I believe, if you're Fox News. I mean, it's that dangerous.
It is true. He also then tweeted it. So he put it in writing out on Twitter. He didn't just say it, he tweeted it. And again, we do have in the United States a law, an executive order signed by Gerald Ford saying we can't assassinate political heads until we're at war. So it would be a war crime if we did so anyway.
Right.
And the thing is, like, you have to always think about what do you have to lose. And so all of us, like you said, for the most part, agree overwhelmingly that we don't want to go to war. And so jumping out and saying these things, it's like, what do you have to lose? It's not that simple to just go in there and kill Putin and expect nothing. Like, he has several generals on the ground that follow him blindly.
Right.
And so you think they're just going to be like, cool, done. Like, it's not how it works.
No, he has the largest, I believe, nuclear weapon power, entire cartel of anyone in the world, and the power to use it, which is scary. I also think you're right. Wars are not fought with like ground force. They're fought with scalpels now. They're fought with like cyber wars. It's more protective. So saying that
until they're not.
Yeah, until this Lindsey Graham.
They're not.
Right.
I mean, that missile that we saw at the top of the show didn't look like, you know, a scalpel. And it's so interesting. We always look at people like, oh, we should go assassinate. It's like, oh, should we? Oh, who's going to do that? It's never Lindsey Graham. It's never we should go to war. We know Lindsey Graham and his kids aren't going. He's going to be vacationing in South Carolina. It's always somebody else. We'll have a poor person go do that. I'm going to sit here in this air-conditioned studio. Lindsey, if you want to do it, hey, Black Hawk helicopter leaves from over there, buddy.
I don't like that his name is Lindsey, really.
I know.
This is frustrating.
He's smirching the name of all great Lindseys.
And then the G last name is really going too far.
Lindsey Granger.
My favorite Lindsey right here.
Yeah, you're different Lindsey G.
Thank you.
The best Lindsey G.
Thank you.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with spiritual guru Deepak Chopra. He's talking about his new book, and that's about finding the wealth within. It was fascinating. And a teen testifies against his dad in the U.S. Capitol attack trial. Could you do this to a member of your own family? We're talking about it. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning provided by
This March, connect with Al, Lindsay, Erica, Jeff, and Tori. Exciting! Real conversations are on DBL.
Man, you guys want all the smoke with these hard questions.
Yeah. DBL, all new every day. We're on. Nice job, Taylor. Someone wrote this, if they're not listening, so I'm just going to talk to you guys. This is my everyday life.
I am listening.
Okay,
I'll just say,
I'm listening. No one's really listening.
Obviously, Baby Ford is at the house.
Baby
Ford!
He's
been texting Carrie, our stylist, just letters.
Oh,
so I'm sorry.
Wait, that's so cute.
This is our stylist, Carrie, and my son, who has my phone, has just been sending her letters of tennis balls.
Oh, that's
I don't know
really
why.
cute.
So was just like,
I can't believe I made fun of that. I'm
yes,
so
and no,
sorry.
and Kiri's
She's such a good heart.
And
That's
it's
so
funny because
cute.
Kiri and I were texting yesterday we were reminiscing about when I fell down the steps at that open house, and she was just like, that was one of the happiest moments of her life. Because I texted her immediately, and I was still sore and hurt.
It hurt you. Ellen Generous says embarrassment comes
Ellen
ahead
who?
of pain.
Generous?
DeGeneres. I did want to let you know there's a story going viral where a person in the United States rented an Airbnb from Ukraine. Obviously not going to go there, but the money goes directly to the Ukraine people, excuse me. And they wrote back and said, we're hiding. We appreciate your money so much. He's like a 75-year-old Ukrainian woman. So Airbnb is waiving all fees to have any kind of interaction so that you can rent, not go, but send money directly to Ukraine.
But what if I wanted to also stay there?
It's not a good time.
I know, but like, if I pay.
It's a lovely, lovely country.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really interesting take. The other thing that's interesting is Putin keeps pushing this Nazi-fy, that there are Nazis in Ukraine, and he wants to denazify Ukraine. Just so you know, again, Zelensky is Jewish and has family that fought in World War II against Nazis and had family members die in
But
the
I mean,
Holocaust.
that's been the motivation for people to go to war often. So, sad.
Welcome back. All right, the first January 6th insurrection trial is going on right now, and yesterday something really interesting happened. This is 19-year-old Jackson Reffitt, and he testified against his own father. He took the stand saying his relationship with his father was, quote, pretty great until 2016, when his father became active in a very far-right extremist group. Jackson turned his father, Guy Reffitt, into the FBI following the insurrection and provided recordings, text messages. Guy is on trial for transporting firearms from Texas to D.C. and bringing a firearm to the Capitol on January 6th. I also just want to let you know, he told Guy, his father told his son, if you turn me in, quote, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot. He also carried a firearm with him almost everywhere he went. So that threat wasn't just empty.
Well, he went to the Capitol, so clearly he follows up on what he says. Lindsay, I look at this, Lindsay, and for as much as I appreciate somebody doing their civic duty, I don't think I could do this with my own father. But it made me think maybe he feels like he's lost his father. Maybe this is a desperate attempt to get his dad back, because it seems like they had a good relationship. He went down a rabbit hole of January.
Radicalization,
yes.
yeah.
And it feels like maybe this is the way to get his dad back, but I don't know if there's a way to do it. Doesn't seem like this is the dad that kind of learned lessons.
It seems like the theme today is just the kids having to learn on their own what right from wrong is more than the adults. And just listen to this story and then the propaganda that we just saw in Russia with kids having to take the lead and look at social media to find out the truth. This is an 18-year-old that was in an uncomfortable position knowing that his father was going to go do some harm. I mean, a lot of people are calling the January 6th attacks a terrorist attack. I mean, people were trying to do their civic duty and then being scared, terrified, almost killed, threatened. These are lawmakers that, we're supposed to protect.
But what about your dad?
But if it was my father going down there to do that, I have to, obviously
hard.
You love your dad, your dad, but if somebody would have got hurt, what would you prefer? It's almost like when it has to get to the point where you're recording your parents that that wasn't the first strike. Like, hey, I'm going to tell on you and give it to the FBI secretly. It had to be like, okay, you're so far off the rails, I got to tell somebody so you don't hurt us and someone else, or someone doesn't come back and retaliate against the whole family.
Right.
And I think when somebody's that far gone, it's not just like, oh, your dad who you feel bad about telling on.
Right. It seems like a person that was emotionally distant from his father. Think about how scared you'd be of your dad if he always had a gun with him.
Dude, and said, I'm going to shoot you? You're a traitor?
This kind of rhetoric is like, and that's why like words like traitor, when I see those being tossed around.
Right.
When you have a problem with somebody, you never call them a traitor. Even if they might call you backstabber. They might say Lindsay shady, Tori shady. But like a traitor is only there to give you the permission to hurt that person in some way, because traitors, we saw gallows at the 6. It's only used in situations of like military, you've betrayed, and there you get the ultimate penalty. And that's why the word traitor really stands out, because there's only one punishment for that.
I completely agree. All right, we do have an update to another story we talked about. Remember this, an Indiana teacher who was caught on camera hitting a student. So again, a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. In the video, you see the teacher, there he is, running after the student. He then hits him so hard, here he goes, that his head strikes the wall. Now that teacher has now been arrested, and some of you, I remember you wrote me in and said he needs to be. He's been arrested on felony battery charges, but a lot of parents and other students defended him. In fact, he was allowed to retire early with full benefits and pension. I mean, yeah, you assaulted a minor. You get arrested. That's a consequence.
There's like nothing that a kid can do. Kids are bad. Kids are all type of things,
and he said
right?
something
Ill-behaved,
awful.
Right, exactly. But you putting your hands on a kid and deciding this is the profession you want to go into, again, being a teacher is an option, just like there are many other options to do as a career. So if you can't handle unruly students, that probably is not the occupation for you.
Well, he's been in there for 40 plus years. He's like teacher of the year several times. So what do you think? He just thinks he can get away with anything because he's been there for so long?
I mean, imagine if that was your kid.
I know.
Al, look at it. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm looking at it as a parent and a teacher. Parent is more obvious. The teacher,
oh, yeah, you have both perspectives.
I've dealt with that in terms of I've had teachers come to me like, look, Mr. Jackson, you need to take Tori. It's not working in our classroom. And I would have kids that would come sit in my classroom for certain periods. It's a weird thing. Some teachers just understand that, like, this kid's a problem with this teacher.
It just
they just
pushes
don't get
the buttons, right?
It's an unsaid thing.
Okay.
There's no real paperwork. It's just like, can Lindsay sit in your class because she can't, you know? And so it seems like this teacher has, because there's ways to go about it through the school and there's ways to go through it with teachers, like this kind of camaraderie you guys have.
Yeah.
And it just seems like he didn't do that, because to get to that point, that was a brick wall.
God.
Like, to get to that point.
He ran after him, like you said.
There was a lot of tension there. So it's a bigger story, but yeah, he's going to pay.
I'm glad he's been arrested. Let us know what you think on YouTube, on the app. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You tell me. Coming up on DBL, Finding Your Inner Path to Wealth with Deepak Chopra. He tells us all about his new book, and that is coming up next. It was such a joy to speak with him.
I've never really...
Take a look at this account. It has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations, but right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go, because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region, or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones, that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. He is a self-help guru and has published over 90 books on meditation, spiritualism, and healing. And earlier, we spoke with Deepak Chopra about his new book to get his wisdom on wealth, abundance, and even aliens. Take a look.
Deepak, welcome to DBL. We are so thrilled to have you. Your book is incredible. I wanted to ask you about the UFO phenomena. If extraterrestrials really are here, and we've all been discussing this on various media outlets, in your opinion, who are they and what do they want from us?
Well, it's a complex question. I just interviewed the astrophysicist from Harvard. Some of these very remarkable scientists believe that it's a real phenomenon. This particular person had identified an extraterrestrial object which had technology which was far beyond human technology. They're here more out of curiosity, looking at these, like we go to zoos, you know, you look at primates out of curiosity. There are advanced civilizations for whom we may be primates. That's my opinion.
I feel like you're completely speaking to what I need to hear, because the world has gone through so much craziness, far more variables than constants. What advice do you have for anyone out there that's struggling to find their calm?
I think the main thing is take a little time once in a while to stop. I mean that literally, S-T-O-P. S means stop. T, take 3 deep breaths and smile from your head to your toes. O, observe your breath. And P, proceed with compassion and awareness.
I feel like a lot of, especially women in the Western Hemisphere, have a lot of guilt and a lack of self-compassion and love for themselves. What can we do to change those type of thought patterns?
Ask yourself, what am I guilty about? What are my limiting beliefs? Are they true? Am I 100% sure if they're true? What if the opposite was true? Little bit of self-reflection, and you go beyond that, because it's just an idea. That's all it is. It is an idea that you hold to be true because somebody told you it was true.
Let's talk about your new book, because a lot of people have been living in lack, and I am rebuking lack. So abundance, the inner path to wealth. We have to know, what is the inner path to wealth?
Okay, you know, the book was inspired by a lyric from Bob Marley.
Yes.
Which said, some people are so poor, all they have is money. So I said, wow, that's so true. I started to look at people who were miserable, and it was either the extremely rich or the extremely poor, because all they could think about was money. Money became their identity. And they confused their net worth with their self-worth. Self-esteem is not the same as self-image. We as a society have sacrificed ourselves for our selfies. That's basically what has happened. So the book is about how to achieve abundance at every level: security and safety, sensual vitality and energy, money, of course, and ultimately liberation from false constructs that have imprisoned our society, so that you have 1% of people deciding what 99% of people should be doing.
If I ever have a kid, I'm going to name him Abundance. Abundance. It's a great name for it. Or her. Either way.
Deepak, you have been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And for everyone at home, do not forget to check out Deepak's book, Abundance, The Inner Path to Wealth, out right now. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more Red Table Talk and more more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breath stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breath stinks?
Safe.
Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Just Me wrote in, Putin does need to be taken out by the Russian people. If economic sanctions squeeze hard enough, hopefully they'll rise up in revolt. And testifying against a parent. Aaron says, I can't rat out anyone because of karma. And Gabriel says, testify against my parents. Are you kidding? Even at my age, they'll still spank me. Sorry about that, buddy. I'm so sorry about that, buddy. I don't think
Can you
that's
imagine being in court and just your parents giving you the same look that they gave when you were 5 when you broke something? It's like, oh, my dad's going to be mad after this trial.
Right, it's going to get real awkward.
I do think it's what a lot of families are facing, though, not to this degree, but it's not testifying, but it's like there is a split, and this is sort of a metaphor for what a lot of families are going through.
And I want to say quickly about Russia, like, we saw Egypt, there was an uprising. There's just know that Putin is the kind of person that's going to bring guns out to the street on civilians. And I don't know that everybody wants to die in Russia either. And so that's a perspective before you do an uprising against a crazy leader.
There's a lot of dissent in Russia. You're absolutely right. A lot of punishment for that dissent. You're absolutely right. DBL, we are new every day. We are so grateful you are watching with us. Please keep writing us in. We will see you Monday, same time, same place. Be safe, be happy, be grateful for what you have. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
After Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an attack against Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky submitted an application for membership into the European Union, and he posted about it on Facebook. Membership in the EU would provide free movement of capital, labor, trade, and services with the rest of the EU. But it wouldn't guarantee Ukraine military support in its fight against Russia. On social media, people are claiming the application was accepted. So let's verify. Is Ukraine a member of the European Union? Our sources are Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, the European Union, the European Commission, and Matthias Matthias, senior fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. On its website, the European Commission details the EU's membership process, which is known as the Ascension process. The first step is becoming an official candidate for membership. But this hasn't happened yet for Ukraine, according to Matthias.
Ukraine is not currently a member of the European Union. It's not even a candidate member of the European Union.
There is a long negotiation process between the EU member countries and candidates for membership, according to Matthias, and that hasn't started yet for Ukraine. The EU lists its 27 member countries on its website. The Commission also lists the status of the country's membership negotiations online. As of March 2nd, Ukraine is not on either list. So we can verify, no, Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. According to Matejs, the accession process is quite lengthy. He says Turkey has been trying to get into the EU since the 1980s.
This could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years even, because it is such a demanding process.
So where does Ukraine's application stand now?
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
It's day 9 of the war in Ukraine as more tragic images show the eye-opening reality to the rest of the world. Plus, Senator Lindsey Graham calls on Russians to assassinate Putin.
The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out.
The teacher caught on camera slapping a student has now been arrested. Does he deserve jail time? A man related to 2 Black history heroes joins us live to talk about how he's continuing the legacy of Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. And our interview with the leading lady on a new dating show where it's The Bachelor meets Bridgerton.
I'm introducing all of them to my parents right from the start.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham. No.
No.
Just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Well, all week we've been talking about the war in Ukraine and all the videos that are coming from the front line showing what is going on in real time. Like this video of a man who was filming when an airstrike rained down on the building behind him. Ukrainians also released this video of a captured Russian soldier calling his mom. He tells her she needs to use social media so as many people as possible know the truth about Putin's attacks. Now, this is what we're seeing in the West, but over in Russia, it's a very different story. State-run media is heavily censoring what's being said, limiting access to Western media. They've even been using children, you guys. Look at this is real. On TV to explain the war to Russians. They claimed many videos being seen across Russia are fake. They're also claiming Nazis in Ukraine are attacking Russian speakers and police so they can justify their invasion of Ukraine. Tori, I can't believe what I am reading.
That child thing was terrifying. It was very, very scary. But just know that's Russian propaganda. That's what they do. They'll use everything and all things to do it. So that has gone on for a long time, and the people are believing it. In fact, we have a story of a Ukrainian girl being bombed. She called her parents, who are currently in Russia, saying, I'm being bombed. I have the dogs with me. The Russians are coming for me. And she keeps saying, no, it's not. It's not the Russians. We're not doing anything. So the message is getting across and being believed by certain Russians. I also have to say it's a very hard thing to do, but Anonymous, the hacking group, has hacked into several of the Russian propaganda sites like RT.com. So there's another angle here of a cyber war going on at the same time as a real war. So it's a really confusing thing, but Russian propaganda, they'll use anything.
Yeah, I talked about this yesterday, how like it's a different war now, because in the past you believe these things because you don't see things. With social media, like Tori just said, now you're seeing these stories, but they're still countering that with other stories. It's like that movie Don't Look Up on Netflix. I mean, we kind of have a similar situation here in the U.S. I mean, there's some things that the right feels like and the left doesn't see, and vice versa, and the left doesn't. We have the same issue. It's not a war issue. They have a bigger problem on their hands, but this seems to be a worldwide issue. Like, if you're on one side or one subject, there is no going to the other side or thinking the other process, like thinking it through.
Well, I think you're using the right word when you say war, but it's really almost, obviously we're seeing missiles and bullets and bombs, but really everything we talk about is a war of information and who's going to win that battle. When we look at January 6th, there was thousands of people that had gotten bad information. I mean, they were all dead set on this information that they were sure was correct. And how many times throughout history have people acted because they thought they were doing the right thing? And that's one of the things that for somebody, I'm sure most people wouldn't think that I would ever come to the defense of the Capitol rioters. But when you get bad information over and over and over again, you think that you're doing the right thing. You think people are going to be writing about you in history books like they did for George Washington. So there is something to that, and I think we're seeing that play out just overseas this time.
That's why I said yesterday we need to have some sort of Disinformation Act where there has to be legislation in place to hold these social media accounts accountable.
And I said on the air, too, how much I disagree with you, and then I turned around after all these years, and even Biden agreed with you on his State of the Union speech. It was incredible.
Actually, I said it, and you agreed with me, but...
And Sam.
Okay. Well, yesterday we did talk about calls here in the U.S. for the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Well, now even Senator Lindsey Graham is saying this is a good idea. Here's what he told Fox News.
Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and the world a great service.
However, Senator Graham is getting blowback for his comments from both Republicans and Democrats. Ted Cruz tweeted, "This is an exceptionally bad idea," adding, "We should not be calling for the assassination of heads of state." Ilhan Omar also tweeted about it, saying, "I really wish our members of Congress would cool it and regulate their remarks as the administration works to avoid World War III." You brought this up a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. But Tori will compliment you for it. No, I totally agree. I totally agree on both accounts what they just said. It's starting World War III. That's what's happening. If you send in an assassination team with the U.S. or you're calling on somebody, you're kind of pushing that button. If you're calling on somebody and then he gets assassinated, you're kind of to blame for that. And if we start doing things like that, which again, it's illegal, we talked about yesterday in a war.
1976.
Right,
yes.
You brought that up. And you can't do that. What's to say after this we solve whatever's happening here, which is who knows if it's years, that we just can't go into North Korea and start fixing problems over there. You can't just start assassinating people because you don't like what they're doing. This is a world problem. Let the generals, let the government, as much as you don't like them, they know how to handle this.
You know,
I would hope. I would hope
too. The Kremlin, I just want to give a response before Al speaks. The Kremlin responded, by the way, to Senator Lindsey Graham and called him a drunk who has lost his mind.
Wow.
That is coming from Russia in a direct response to that. I also just think it's a really irresponsible thing to be throwing that out. And he tweeted it as well. So now it's in writing.
Has he ever seen like James Bond? Like that's not how.
We don't
just watch a movie like the president doesn't tweet. We're gonna go like you.
Take him
if
out.
you are going to send an assassin, you want to kind of keep that on the low.
Right.
So I don't understand like what he's doing.
You want to keep
it was just very strange, and then that weird S-bomb he dropped in there.
Yeah,
which
and he didn't fully. He stopped himself, but it was so much so that we at the show had to bleep it.
Wow.
Again, social media. It always boils down to social media. And I always feel like the old person up here when I call for regulation and things like that. But yes, on one side of social media, you have a lot of activism and connectivity. We're seeing that play out in real time when it comes to Ukraine and a lot of other social justice movements. However, if you can stop the disinformation, and of course, that's a whole nother avenue. Who are the people to decide what is information, what's disinformation? If we can come to a point that facts are facts and science is science and this is real, then you're not going to brainwash people. But I don't know how we can accomplish that with a global effort.
But because we can't even agree on what's real.
Right.
We can't even agree on that. So there is no this is fact. There is no. We're divided on everything. So there is no real. One doctor will tell you this on one side, and one doctor will tell you the same on the other side. If you're looking for anything, Sam, whatever your ideology is, you could find it online.
Well,
someone will back you up.
But there's Verify, right? We have Verify within our Tegna company, and they go out of their way. Sure, it takes time. Nobody wants to take time anymore. Everybody wants to be the first to post their opinion, linking it to a fact, when in reality, we don't know all the context and the details. There's a company called Verify that takes their time. They consult with this person. They consult with this expert, that expert, and then they come together and they present the facts. So why couldn't
According to Verify, but I think a lot of people will look.
No, that's a slippery slope.
I agree. I'm just saying there's half the country that thinks that birds aren't real.
But 2 + 2 is 4, and that's right in our math world, she's right. Facts have to be facts at some point.
We need to get back to
up
that.
Is up and down is down.
Your facts, though.
That was a great close story.
Coming up on DBL, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are stepping up to help Ukraine. We'll tell you where you can donate to their cause, plus finding a true storybook romance. We've got an interview with the star of a new dating show called The Courtship. And a teen testifies against his dad in the U.S. Capitol attack trial. Could you do this against a member of your own family?
Closed captioning provided by...
This March, connect with Al, Tori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam. Oh my gosh.
Real conversations are on DBL.
Man, you guys want all the smoke with these hard questions.
Yeah. DBL, all new, every day.
No, Chase Dreams. It's Paw Patrol.
Oh, what is Paw Patrol?
It's puppies that are police, like, patrol
What else
officers.
would you think Paw Patrol
My
would be?
boys are so into Spider-Man right now. and
My
Hulk.
kids go like all over.
So the dogs are the cops?
They're puppies,
Who?
cops.
What are the puppies? Who are they enforcing?
Huh?
Who are
The
they
law, the
arresting?
rules of the city. And
But
there's a
who
guy
is-
that
like
looks like a
cops?
Monopoly guy who's kind of like the Dr. Evil, and he's always plotting, and then the Paw Patrol.
I feel like you
Like,
can
come and
tell
save the
how
day,
old
right?
people's
Yeah, they save
kids
the day.
are by like
Chase-
what shows you know.
I don't. They have like little.
Like what are
rhymes
your
and
kids?
stuff.
Because my kids were Bubble Guppies.
Oh, Bubble Guppies.
Dora.
Do your kids watch Chases on the Case? What's that
Yeah, from Chases on the Case of Paw Patrol.
from? Yeah, see?
And they're just dogs that are cops?
Are you having trouble
Tori's
with
like,
the concept?
"What? It's a cartoon.
Chase is a cop.
I know, I'm just trying to get the plot.
Then there's a
2 + 2 is 4,
firefighter.
Tori.
Sam is already
Then-
out of facts. Speaking about, let's get
That's
verified
not
for that
true.
statement.
Okay, I'll let Jeff
You
verify
have to
me.
fire
One is a cop. One is a firefighter.
Right.
One is Rebel on the double.
That's Leighton's favorite.
Really,
Yeah,
Rebel?
Yeah.
Then there's Sky. She rides it. She
Oh,
drives
Sky.
a helicopter.
She's new
She's
to
a
the
pilot?
crew.
Yeah, she's a pilot. Then there's.
And what do they do during
So
the day?
Marshall's the firefighter. Rebels. What does he do? Rebel. He just
He's
drives like a construction.
Yeah, he's the
Construction. Like, what's
he's
the
the
plot?
muscle.
Okay, he's the muscle.
Yeah.
They just walk around all day.
Then Ryder's the boy. Ryder controls the Mighty Pups.
Yeah, so he's a human.
Yeah,
Well,
Ryder's.
well, he's a cartoon, but
He's
a
a
human.
cartoon human that controls the Mighty Pups.
No, you can interrupt.
Michael Dean, you definitely.
It was like I summoned you here with my mind.
Taylor fell asleep listening.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Listen, when you have kids, this is the conversation.
I feel
I'm
like
sorry.
she goes home and tells her young friends, like, this is what these old people were talking about
okay,
today.
boomers.
So very educational break.
Welcome back. The first January 6th insurrection trial is going on right now. And yesterday, something really interesting happened. This 19-year-old named Jackson Reffitt testified against his own father. He took the stand saying his relationship with his father was pretty great until 2016, when his father became active in a far-right extremist group. Jackson turned his father, Guy, in to the FBI following the insurrection and provided recordings and text messages. Guy is on trial for transporting firearms from Texas to D.C. and bringing a firearm to the Capitol on January 6th. Wow. Tori, what do you think about this, and would you ever do this to one of your own family members, let alone your father?
I don't know if I could do it. I do know I love my country and I believe in that. And the other thing that I want to bring into context is his dad would tell him, the son, you're such a traitor. And if they says, if you turn on me, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot.
That's exactly what is. I just want to read that exact quote because I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the exact quote, if you turn on me, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot.
And he would keep a firearm on him almost at all times. So that's a real threat. That's not an empty threat, right? And I wonder if this kid, and I'm not a parent, but do you think he was trying to just get away from the dad, like get him, like to protect himself? This seems like an incredibly traumatic, dangerous situation. I might want him to go to the police just to have an authority figure in my life. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Totally. And going back to actually what you were saying about getting the correct information, right? You see this headline, you're like, who would do that to their family?
Right.
Who would do that? You have to dig a little bit. You have to peel back the onion. Weird. Yeah, I know, but why would I say that? That's so stupid. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I apologize. But let me finish. I'm trying to make light out of uncomfortable situations. But seriously, if you were a kid and you saw your father beat your mother and beat you and beat your other and treated you like dirt your whole life, this is the outcome, right? I'm gonna get away from that. I want a better life. I don't want to be you. I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Then you come to this conclusion. My dad today, with the way he raised me and the way he is to my mother and family, absolutely not. I would not, if he murdered someone, I wouldn't turn him in.
Yeah,
peel back the onion. I shouldn't have said that either.
A lot of people feel like, yeah, we'll handle that in the house. But I look at this
in house.
It makes me think about that movie Soul, which I told you had a big impact on me. But there was a line in there that I always think about, and it said, "A lost soul is somebody that's obsessed with something that detaches them from life." And he got obsessed. This father became obsessed with, being a traitor and being a patriot, and forgot that he's a dad. He got so focused on that, it wedged him away from his real life. And this is what happens. Now, people on a journalism show are talking about you because you forgot what was important in your life. And instead of being with the son, watching him transition and being a young man, he'll probably be doing that from a jail cell because he forgot what was important. So this is what happens when misinformation takes over your world.
Thank you for that. It's full circle, right, from our first conversation. And hopefully this is this father's rock bottom. Hopefully, by going to jail or whatever may happen out of this trial, it will turn a corner for him. I can only imagine that hard decision from that son. All of us are very loyal to our family. We can't imagine ever doing that to any one of our family members, let alone your father. However, if you have tried to get through to your father for 6 years plus, and nothing is coming out of it,
and he's radicalized,
and you fear that your father may take someone's life, what else are you supposed to do? This takes so much courage. Not only is that being a true patriot, and I don't want to equate it because I've already read some of the comments calling him a rat. Again, nobody is really thinking back to your statement about peeling the onions, because peeling the onion, I hate that you even brought that up.
I'm so embarrassed.
I hate the awesome blossom.
I hope on Monday I totally forget about this moment.
But I think at the end of the day, we don't know how long this child has been trying to get through to his father.
Amen.
And I hope this will turn a corner for both of them.
And I think I should say we don't know what happened, if there was any beatings or anything like that. I'm just saying examples. Yes. We don't know what happened in the house.
And I listened to a podcast. His father's still very adamant from jail. So, yeah, he's still into it.
Well, coming up on DBL, a new dating show called Courtship is premiering soon. We talk with the leading lady and what she thinks about going back in time to find true love.
I've never.
At this account, it has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations. But right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Our next guest is a modern lady tired of modern dating. And she's the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship. But will this old kind of love hold up today? Check out our interview with Nicole Remy to find out.
We're in a Jane Austen movie, like we're in a fairy tale. And along with that fairy tale is falling in love.
Please welcome the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship, Nicole Remy.
Hello, darling. Wow. You guys are like my hype team. I need you all the time.
It's true. Nicole, we actually had a long discussion about The Courtship on our show. The men on the panel are naysayers.
Just say me.
Just say Al. All right. But what do you have to say to Al, who is, see, he says courting is boring.
It takes a while.
Ooh, courting is boring. That rhymes. Well, let me tell you that swiping is out and courting is in, and I'm a testament to it. I feel like it's an experience where you can truly think about romanticism and chivalry and courtship. I hope that anybody watching this could realize, you know, these connections that we're making without the distractions of social media and phones and technology and stuff like that.
I definitely agree with everything you just said, but I'm like, what happens when like the horses and the gloves go away? Like courting is like really cool, but like this morning my sump pump in my house broke. Yeah. Like what do you do when you're no longer on a majestic horse and like you have rubber gloves on at 7 in the morning?
That's true.
I think what's important to take away from this is that I'm forming these deep connections in this sort of Regency era courting fantastical world, and because those connections are so deep, they'll withstand the test of, in this case, time, and be able to be just as deep in the modern world because we have such a great foundation.
Right. So Nicole, your family screened your suitors. Oh, so that's a little crazy, but you know, it worked out, right? So why should your parents have a say before you do?
My parents know me better than anyone. I think they've been together for 40 years, and they've been married for over 30. And what's so beautiful about it is that having that representation of love and seeing that while I'm trying to find love and having that example, it's priceless, and it really allowed me to see the values that I should be looking for in a partner.
Tonight, you're going to be choosing the gentleman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Are you ready?
Never been more ready.
Okay, what was the biggest sweeping romantic gesture that impressed you on the show? I read a lot of bodice rippers. Did someone like catch you? Did you swoon? Talk to me.
Bodice rippers.
Oh goodness, that is a good question. You know, these guys really went above and beyond, I have to say. I think one of the sweetest but also funniest moments is getting on and off the horses. I know the guys had to learn how to do it too, and we're wearing these long gowns and the guys are wearing these big coats and stuff like that, so it's not easy. So I appreciate that they took the time to learn, and it's sweet.
If this was me, I would just have them joust for my love. Everybody has a joust before a fight. Yeah, to the end. And I'd be like, y'all know what to the end means. Let's go.
So funny.
Are you not just
a duel, right?
Exactly. So I mean, we're joking around, but like you had to see, like I'm sure some pretty big fails. So like, what was the biggest courting fail you saw on the show?
So you'll see some very cheesy one-liners. You'll see,
you can see that at a bar.
I think. I know exactly, but one of the faults of dating is that sometimes you try to be somebody that you're not. And I was able to sniff that out pretty early on. So you'll see that at the beginning, but I think the guys, you know, that continue throughout the process, they really are great, genuine guys, and they're taking this courting thing seriously.
I love that.
Now, younger generations are used to just like swiping and getting what they want. So how can they now manage their expectations, bringing courting back to today?
What's really important is that we're taking the opportunity to really develop and foster that deep connection without distractions of modern day dating. And I hope that anybody watching it can kind of take that away and be like, oh, maybe I should approach dating differently. Maybe I should be writing letters instead of sending DMs.
Ooh, I like a letter.
With a quill?
No.
Just the letter,
right?
Like
the letter was going to be.
With a quill.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. Thanks so much, Nicole, DBL Nation. Make sure you catch the premiere of The Courtship Sunday, March 6th on NBC. You are a dream and a doll.
Amazing.
Right? We were kind of courting each other, I think.
I think it's still happening.
It's happening. All right. We'll be right back.
Did I win you over?
You did. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you all.
Can't wait to watch. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breath stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breath stinks? Say.
Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We have a story, or an update rather, to a story that we talked about, an Indiana teacher who was caught on camera hitting a student. Now, a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. In the video, you see the teacher run after the student. He then hits the student so hard, you're going to see it right here, that the student's head bangs against the wall.
And that's concrete. Look at that. That's concrete. You're
right. And now that teacher has been arrested on felony battery charges. What do you think about the update as a former teacher, Al?
Yeah, anywhere. That could happen. It's an assault. You cannot hit people. You can't put your hands on people. I don't care what they say, unless you feel like you're in great physical danger and you're defending yourself, which he clearly was not. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to be sued, and it's going to get real ugly for him.
Especially because he was so much larger. I mean, it's bad anyway.
And he chased after
him. And he chased him. That's premeditation. You could have stopped at any moment before you started running, and he didn't.
And I would say as an authoritarian figure, like, the stakes should be even higher. You need to do everything possible to de-escalate. Not to say that teachers don't have it hard a lot of times.
But yeah.
There's more DBL ahead. We'll be right back.
After Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an attack against Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky submitted an application for membership into the European Union, and he posted about it on Facebook. Membership in the EU would provide free movement of capital, labor, trade, and services with the rest of the EU. But it wouldn't guarantee Ukraine military support in its fight against Russia. On social media, people are claiming the application was accepted. So let's verify. Is Ukraine a member of the European Union? Our sources are Vladimir Zelensky, president of Ukraine, the European Union, the European Commission, and Matthias Matthias, senior fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. On its website, the European Commission details the EU's membership process, which is known as the Ascension process. The first step is becoming an official candidate for membership. But this hasn't happened yet for Ukraine, according to Matthias.
Ukraine is not currently a member of the European Union. It's not even a candidate member of the European Union.
There is a long negotiation process between the EU member countries and candidates for membership, according to Matthias, and that hasn't started yet for Ukraine. The EU lists its 27 member countries on its website. The Commission also lists the status of the countries' membership negotiations online. As of March 2nd, Ukraine is not on either list. So we can verify, no, Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. According to Matthias, the accession process is quite lengthy. He says Turkey has been trying to get into the EU since the 1980s.
This could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years even, because it is such a demanding process.
So where does Ukraine's application stand now? On March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution that calls on the EU institutions to work toward granting Ukraine EU candidate status.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. So Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have set up a GoFundMe page to help victims of the war in Ukraine. Now, in a video posted to the site, Mila, who was born in Ukraine, called herself a proud American and a proud Ukrainian. The couple said they will match up to $3 million in donations to help get supplies and housing to refugees. Now, meantime, Max Chermakovsky, who was also born in Ukraine, spoke to GMA about his ordeal in the country and about the shame he felt over leaving.
I cried on the way from the airport. I felt embarrassed. You know, I felt embarrassed the entire ride back because I was the only man on the train amongst all women and children.
Is there any guilt you even feel for getting out or wanting out?
I feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel shamed. I feel upset.
Okay, so I'm going to go to you, Al, because you were very transparent yesterday on the show that you felt one way about Max leaving Ukraine, and then you thought about it. What did you think about his explanation?
I mean, he literally verbalized what I was saying that I would go through. It's the guilt, because once you get on the train, it's real. It's like both things are happening. One, I'm going to go see my family, so that's great. You can't believe it. You're literally one of the lucky ones to get out of the country. But once you get on that train and it starts to move and you look around you and you do realize that there are people making sacrifices that for whatever reason you chose not to make, it is going to weigh on you. And I think that's what life is it's never like, well, made a decision, Jeff, and it was perfect, so what are we doing next? Every decision is going to have heavy benefits and consequences, and I can't think of a situation that exemplifies that more than this one. So I get it, and I hope he can move forward and he'll be around with his kids, which is a good thing, but there's going to be some guilt with that too.
Yeah, you carry it with you. I just know from the Holocaust and in World War II, those that didn't help others live with this sort of overwhelming survivor's guilt. And it's almost like worse than if you had tried to do something. So when he said women and children, and I was all alone as the only man, that image will stay with him for the rest of his life. So I appreciate him being so honest.
Yeah, survivor's remorse is a real thing. And I think, like you said, it's going to follow him forever. I'm not judging the man for doing what he did because he's in a tough situation. But unfortunately, soldiers go through this, and it's something that he's going to have to live. I'm not shaming him. I think people who shame him, like online, step into his shoes and see what you would do, okay? Right. Tough guy. So it's a bigger decision than any of us have faced in our life.
You said it right there. He's not a soldier.
Right. And listen, and that's why they're called heroes. When you go back, like the Lomochenkos, and fight, you get that you're a hero, right? And this man's going to live the rest of his life with his family, which is also a good thing, too.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well, Pete Davidson has been receiving a lot of sympathy from fans after Kanye West dropped a disturbing video showing him kidnap and bury an animated likeness of Pete. Well, now it looks like Pete Pete may be leaving the planet. According to the New York Post, Pete is close to finalizing a deal to go to space. He would join Jeff Bezos on a Blue Origin space flight later this year. Kim and Pete had dinner at Bezos' house earlier this year. What do you guys think about Pete going to space? Tori, you're making a face. Go.
I don't get this at all. In my head, the Venn diagram of where Jeff Bezos is and Kim Kardashian are close, right? They overlap because they're like uber glamorous, uber wealthy. They live in that world. So I could see Kim going to space and doing like a photo shoot. Pete Davidson. Yeah, you know, like a really cool in like.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like I think Kate Upton did one for Rolling Stone where she was in free floating. But for Pete Davidson, to me, he's just like a dude in Staten Island getting a pizza. So like, and I like that about him. I know he's wealthy, but he doesn't read like Bezos money to me. So I do not get this at all. I don't understand it. I'm happy for him. Mazel tov.
I'm with you because I don't want to go to space. I don't like flying in general. But if I was at Jeff Bezos' house and he's eating and we're eating and he's like, "Do you like space?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I sure do." He's like, "Do you want to go to space?" "Absolutely." And he's like, "Hey, Jeff, I booked a flight for us. We're going to space." Okay, Jeff. I think that's what happened.
I'm with Jeff. I think it was not.
He just got talked into it.
I think maybe they
just
went there
yes
because
everything.
we forget that Bezos is, you know, he owns Amazon Studios too. So who knows whatever projects he may have lined up with Kim or he may have lined up in the pipeline with Pete. I think it came up casually in dinner, and then we're now seeing.
I don't think going to space comes up casually.
With Jeff Bezos, it does.
Yeah. No, I really think that there is like
go to space?
There's wealth, and then there's the next level of wealth. And when you start getting to like, you know, I have more money than I could ever spend in 10 lifetimes. Then you're only competing with a handful of people, and there's only a few things that.
Pete doesn't have that money.
Right.
But he's close between him and Kim.
They're just dating. They're not married.
I'm just saying.
Maybe
when you want to separate yourself from the rich to the uber rich, you start doing things that not everybody can do. Going to space is one of them. Everybody got a yacht. Everybody has a personal plane. Not too many people have been to space. It's the one thing.
I hear you, but don't you think on SNL he would do a segment making fun of someone going to space? Like it just doesn't read.
Especially like him.
Yeah, like it just doesn't read Pete Davidson, I guess, to me. But hey. Cool.
All right, well, speaking of Kim, her sister Courtney revealed that she and Travis Barker recently went on a sex fast. Speaking to Bustle magazine, Courtney said it was part of a cleanse that was meant to draw toxins out of the body, but also involved not having sex. The couple is, of course, known for showing off their PDA, and Courtney said deciding not to have sex actually made everything better. They're so new in their relationship to go on a sex cleanse. That surprised me.
Yeah. It surprised me, too, because of how PDA they are.
And how long was that? Was that 24 hours?
Right.
Was that 2 weeks?
Right.
How long?
Yeah, but they've been dating a couple months. If you eat crab legs every day, you're going to get tired of them.
Do you?
You know what I mean?
A couple months. They've been dating more than a couple months.
But do you see what I'm saying? They could go on a sex cleanse,
but
right?
Maybe that's just, I don't know if something seems to be working, why do you go, okay, well, let's stop this and do the exact opposite? I feel like if you guys have a great sexual chemistry and energy between, why would you stop that and then hope to restart it? Because I'd be worried that maybe we might realize that, like, hey, maybe we're okay doing it much less, which is something that clearly neither one of them wants. So I'd just say if it's working, stick with it.
And I thought their whole point was to get rid of toxins.
Here's where I have
why would you prevent purges?
So here's my problem, too. It's like it's a little Gwyneth to me, Paltrow, not that I'm going there, but to say you want to get rid of toxins.
You have issues with
and then to say I don't want to have sex. Sex is actually scientifically really good for toxins and moving things around in the body. Scientifically, that doesn't really make any sense to me.
But it's just a challenge. You're going through it. You're going through it together, which makes sense. It's not like, hey, sorry, honey, I'm going to abstain from it for a couple months. That's not cool. But if you're doing it together, it makes the heart grow fonder. Like, oh, I can't wait till March 24th. You know what I mean? It's going down.
Crab legs.
Speaking of sex fast, you get my joke. Everyone missed it.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Sex.
If you're waiting a couple months and then you have sex, it's sex fast. See?
Yeah.
You've been hanging out with Tori too.
Yeah.
Oh, Tori, that was well thought out and clever. Tori doesn't do that.
Coming up on DBL, what are the most common friendship deal breakers? We're going to talk about it next.
Closed captioning provided by
my decision.
Okay. What's up with the camera?
I can't stand it either.
Yeah.
Okay, let's show her. Taylor, I'm going to show you.
Show.
No, I am. I'm going to show her.
Break up with friends.
Okay.
But I think the conversation we really wanted to have was like,
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, no. Don't do that, Tori.
No, now it's upside down.
Okay, hold on. Okay. That's it.
Maybe at the break we'll fix it.
Tori, you put it on
It's still
the exact
crooked.
wrong way.
So for people at home looking, so here's the lens of the camera,
Yeah.
and that goes
It
on.
was going like this, cockeyed, you know what I mean?
But now it's not on at all.
Okay.
Are you losing? Is the light weird?
Okay.
It's Friday.
You know what sometimes I do in this situation? I go like this, Mom, what's that, Mom? And I walk away. No, I'm just
Put it
kidding.
away. I don't think that's on. Made it feel professional.
Taylor hates me.
People at home are loving that.
She's just got great fringe and curtain bang.
Really good bang.
Yeah.
I'm kind of studying them because Sophie wants to grow out, my daughter wants to grow out her bangs, but maybe I can convince her to do your bangs. It's a good bang.
Just ask for a 70 shag. But she wants it that's a
We're-
good cut.
Yeah, that's a great cut.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just going to hand this back to you. And
Why did you wait till the break?
I just feel really bad.
I know,
Why
Taylor.
did you do? What made you think that you could fix it?
Taylor, I apologize.
It's okay.
Do you still want to work here?
This is all fun.
How was your first couple, 2 weeks now?
No, it's been like a week.
This is, yeah, this is my first
How's your first week going?
It's been good.
She's been on camera a lot.
Do you have a favorite and least favorite?
Oh my gosh, I can't say
She
that.
looked at me.
Oh,
She
she
looked
But you do, but you do.
She looked at me. She looked at me.
She looked at you because you're her least favorite.
You said you have a favorite, and she went like that.
Yeah.
You're her mom's favorite.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's good enough for Tori.
Yeah, I'll take that. What's your mom saying? Hi, Lee.
We're arguing. Welcome back. Did you know the average friendship lasts just 7 years? Please stop drinking my green tea.
I'm not going to drink it. I was going to move it in the shot.
Speaking
I was trying
of
to be
friendship,
professional.
okay, no one sees it. It's hidden.
Well, I was looking right at it, so how'd that happen?
Nobody saw this either, but okay.
It was on
All right,
camera.
Speaking of friendship, each friendship lasts
See, there it is.
7 years on average. So this got us thinking, what are some of the most popular friendship deal breakers?
Oh, boy.
The most cited reasons we found were a friend needing lots of attention and not giving back, openly putting you down, disagreements about political beliefs, regularly canceling plans without notice,
That was me for a long time.
and a lack of trust in the friendship.
Holy cow.
A lot.
You check a lot of boxes.
Have you ever broken up with a friend for any of those reasons or others? Has a friend ever broken up with you? Have you guys ever had to do this?
Let's address this elephant in the room, Tori.
I mean, you go.
I'll say this: the last two,
No,
honestly.
what is happening?
No, because I feel like Tori checks a lot of boxes, and she probably feels the same way for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Tori checks all the boxes.
I feel like Jeff checks those
Do
boxes.
you feel like any of those boxes are Tori?
You guys, this is personal.
This is therapeutic.
But it's helpful. I'm fine with it.
Me and Tori are over this. It's just for the audience more to bring them in. Like if Tori wants to take a chicken wing and throw it in my chicken wings that I haven't eaten yet, we're friends.
Has a friend ever broken up with either of you?
I think you can get ghosted without there being a formal breaking up, but definitely
When
I
you're
know.
really close. You got to talk to that person.
I think you just kind of drift. I think people move around a lot more, so it's not as much like you kind of go to high school and you live in the same place you were born. So sometimes you live somewhere for 5-6 years and then you move, and it's just hard to maintain that friendship because kind of people move on. So
That's different. We're talking about you're really close with someone and then all of a sudden you realize, this person makes me feel toxic, or I don't want to be so close to them anymore. They have these expectations of me. I have to let them know. Have you ever been in that situation?
Well, I had a roommate in New York when I first went there who just stopped talking to me completely. And the worst thing is that you want a reason. If it's a political belief, is there something I've done? I can apologize. I can work on myself. She just fully
Did you confront her about that?
Of course. And I said, please, this is driving me insane. I really want to work this out. She would pretend to be on the phone when she'd pass me so she wouldn't have to talk to me, and then her phone rang once, and I'm like, you're not on the phone. But at the end,
reason?
She'd left her keys in an empty room and left one day.
You don't know.
No. And I've thought about it. It's almost worse if you don't know. If you do bring it up and say, hey, we're going in 2 different directions, maybe that's the better, more
I don't think
mature
anybody's
way.
ever done that.
Yes, they have.
But I think you could have both, though. Like, if you like, listen, full disclosure, I love Tori. She's the best.
Absolutely.
And she checks those boxes, but you get, and not in the way that enough to break up a friendship.
Right.
So you could accept some of those flaws. When you know some, no, vice versa, yeah.
Totally.
But when you know something's toxic and you have those friends, I think everyone at home could relate. You got to part ways, even if you went to kindergarten
Do you have
together.
a script?
Like a boundary.
Like some sort of like script, like this, I love you, but this isn't working for me.
Yeah, I mean, you could have that conversation, which is probably easier, but it takes a little more oomph,
Yeah,
a little more courage.
I wouldn't be
or
good at
if
that
you,
conversation.
I mean, if you just stop calling someone, liking their Instagram photos, they get the idea,
They
right?
get the hint.
Just flake away.
No.
All right, coming up.
Would you call me?
On DBL, we are talking with a man who is related to 2 Black history heroes, how he's continuing their important legacy.
We all know that
at this account. It has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for, suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations. But right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Imagine that you had to dispel doubts about your full humanity every time you picked up a pen. Having to fight that battle over and over every day. That was the life of Frederick Douglass.
Wow, pride in our ancestors takes on a whole new meaning when you're a direct descendant of leaders in American history like Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. This is a reality for Kenneth Morris Jr. He's the 3rd-generation grandson of Frederick Douglass and the 2nd of Booker T. Washington. He joins us live. Kenneth,
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so first and foremost, we have so many questions, but how did you learn that you were directly related to 2 major American historical figures, Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass?
You know, there was never a time when someone sat me down and said, hey, we've got something really important to tell you. I've just always have known. I spent all of my summers in Frederick Douglass's summer beach house and on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland in a place called Highland Beach. And in every room, there were images of my ancestors. And I was probably about 5 or 6 years old when I started to notice that my ancestors were on statues, they were on money, postage stamps, schools were named for them, bridges were named for them. And everywhere I turned, I could kind of start to feel like I was in this long, vast shadow. So it's just something that I was born into and I've always known.
It gave me chills hearing that.
I want to go a little bit deeper with this. Can you share with our audience the love story that connected these incredible bloodlines?
It happened on my mother's side of the family. So my mother's mother, Nettie Hancock Washington, was Booker T. Washington's granddaughter. And my mother's father, Frederick Douglass III, was Frederick Douglass's great-grandson. So my grandparents met in 1941 at Tuskegee Normal School and Institute, which is a school that Booker T. Washington founded in 1881. They happened to be on campus the same day. My grandmother was rushing across campus to meet friends. My grandfather was headed to eat in the student cafeteria. They literally bumped into each other, didn't know that the other descended from an historic family, and they fell in love at first sight and wound up getting married 3 months later.
Oh my
and
God.
when my mom named
Meant to
Washington
be.
Douglas was born, she was the person that united the bloodline. She was an only child, and so I have the honor and privilege of being the first male to carry the dual lineage. So it was truly a love story.
Oh my God. What a cute meet. Can you talk about that? I mean, wow.
And you must be like a superhero.
Right?
Like,
Just talk about like
legendary bloodline.
Unbelievable.
I was excited about the weekend. I feel like a loser.
I know what you mean. You are. No, I'm kidding. I do want to get to this. The HBO documentary, Frederick Douglass in 5 Speeches, is so interesting, this idea. It features famous black voices sharing his speeches. However, your iconic grandfather's voice was never recorded. So we don't know what Frederick Douglass sounds like, which I think is so interesting. Lincoln famously had a very high-pitchy noise that we didn't know yet. What's it like trying to imagine the sound of Frederick Douglass in his speeches?
I can go back to my childhood again and being about 5 or 6 years old, and there was this larger-than-life portrait of Frederick Douglass that was hanging in that beach house at the top of the stairs. And I remember looking at him and thinking, man, you look mean, because I didn't understand that he was very deliberate and intentional in the way that he went about presenting himself through photography. He never wanted to have people look at him and not recognize him as a man worthy of freedom, worthy of citizenship. So I remember looking at that portrait, and as I would try and sneak past it, his eyes would follow me. Wow. And I always imagined in my little boy imagination this deep, booming baritone bellowing down upon my tiny person, and he would say, "You will do great things, young man." And so the pressure started pretty young, but he was said to have this booming baritone voice, and you're right, it was never recorded, so we can only imagine what he would have sounded like.
Sounds like that, I hope.
Absolutely. So listen, I want to hear a little bit about the work that you do now, but I want to go back to the pressure. Did you feel pressure to follow in the footsteps of your historical grandfathers? You kind of just touched on it.
When I was younger, the few times that I told people of my relationship to my ancestors, nobody ever believed me. And so I never thought that it was a point worth arguing. And I had a few teachers and a principal that thought that I was not telling the truth when I brought Abraham Lincoln's cane for show and tell one day. So if you can imagine being a child and people not believing you. So I really grew up decisively disengaged from my lineage until Providence called in my life, which happened in 2005. And I read a National Geographic magazine, and the cover story was 21st Century Slaves. And it was an article about human trafficking and modern day slavery existing all over the world, including right here in the United States. And kind of had this moment one evening when I was listening to my daughters getting ready for bed down the hallway, and they were laughing and playing. And I was reading another article about a 12-year-old girl who was forced to be a sex slave in the brothels of Southeast Asia. And when I walked in to say goodnight to my girls, I had this moment where I couldn't look them in the eyes. I couldn't look them in the eyes and walk away and not do something about this. So my mom and I started the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives in 2007 with a mission to bring human trafficking prevention education into the classrooms, into K through 12 schools, which we've done successfully all over the country.
Wow. If you're ever in Denver, dinner on us.
Yes.
I want to hear stories all day.
I'll take you up on that for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's incredible. Now, this is a big turn here. There are some people who say you once resembled Bruno Mars.
Oh, I see it.
Okay?
Oh, my goodness.
So, you can see it.
I would say identical, not resemble.
Right? Who pointed this out to you, sir?
My younger daughter, Nicole, and her friend. You guys are good with your research. In fact, people actually had me worried. So many people were saying that to me, especially when I was younger, that I was trying to think back where I was the year that he was born. So I was far away from Hawaii.
You're all, where was I?
Exactly.
That was a curveball.
Maybe that was another bloodline. Thank you so much for joining us, Kenneth. You were doing such.
But I wouldn't mind him knocking on my door and saying, "Hey, Daddy."
Exactly. Exactly. Kenneth, you're doing great work. You really are. You're following in those footsteps.
Absolutely.
You should be very proud. DBL Nation, check out Frederick Douglass in 5 speeches now, streaming on HBO Max. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
Such an honor.
Amazing.
Thank you all.
What a light.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breast stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breast stinks? Say.
Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. A lot of our viewers confused, like you, Tori, about Pete Davidson being able to go to space because do you know how much a ticket costs?
Like in the millions?
55 million.
Are you serious? Oh,
yep. So we looked at their net worths. Pete Davidson, not too shabby, 8 million, but clearly can't afford a ticket.
Right.
Kim Kardashian, 1.8 billion. So it's either a gift from Mr. Bezos or maybe this is a gift from Kim.
I don't think she's given up half her wealth to do that. I think that they're sending celebrities to probably draw attention to it so they can eventually sell it to the public.
I think Sam was right on when she said Amazon Studios. I bet you there's some connection there with a movie or something with Pete Davidson coming out and they're doing it for publicity.
But wait a second, you said half of her net worth? 55 million. She's worth 1.something billion.
My brain can't even conceive of that. That's why I was off. I was like, 100 million is hard as it goes.
I was wondering. DBL is new every day. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Stay safe.
after Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an attack against Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky submitted an application for membership into the European Union, and he posted about it on Facebook. Membership in the EU would provide free movement of capital, labor, trade, and services with the rest of the EU. But it wouldn't guarantee Ukraine military support in its fight against Russia. On social media, people are claiming the application was accepted. So let's verify. Is Ukraine a member of the European Union? Our sources are Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, the European Union, the European Commission, and Matthias Matthias, senior fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. On its website, the European Commission details the EU's membership process, which is known as the Ascension process. The first step is becoming an official candidate for membership. But this hasn't happened yet for Ukraine, according to Matthias.
Ukraine is not currently a member of the European Union. It's not even a candidate member of the European Union.
There is a long negotiation process between the EU member countries and candidates for membership, according to Matthias, and that hasn't started yet for Ukraine. The EU lists its 27 member countries on its website. The Commission also lists the status of the countries' membership negotiations online. As of March 2nd, Ukraine is not on either list. So we can verify, no, Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. According to Matthias, the accession process is quite lengthy. He says Turkey has been trying to get into the EU since the 1980s.
This could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years even, because it is such a demanding process.
So where does Ukraine's application stand now? On March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution that calls on the EU institutions to work toward granting Ukraine EU candidate status.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
It's day 9 of the war in Ukraine as more tragic images show the eye-opening reality to the rest of the world. Plus, Senator Lindsey Graham calls on Russians to assassinate Putin.
The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out.
The teacher caught on camera slapping a student has now been arrested. Does he deserve jail time? A man related to 2 Black history heroes joins us live to talk about how he's continuing the legacy of Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. And our interview with the leading lady on a new dating show where it's The Bachelor meets Bridgerton.
I'm introducing all of them to my parents right from the start.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Well, all week we've been talking about the war in Ukraine and all the videos that are coming from the front line showing what is going on in real time. Like this video of a man who was filming when an airstrike rained down on the building behind him. Ukrainians also released this video of a captured Russian soldier calling his mom. He tells her she needs to use social media so as many people as possible know the truth about Putin's attacks. Now, this is what we're seeing in the West, but over in Russia, it's a very different story. State-run media is heavily censoring what's being said, limiting access to Western media. They've even been using children, you guys. Look at this is real. On TV to explain the war to Russians. They claimed many videos being seen across Russia are fake. They're also claiming Nazis in Ukraine are attacking Russian speakers and police so they can justify their invasion of Ukraine. Tori, I can't believe what I am reading.
That child thing was terrifying. It was very, very scary. But just know that's Russian propaganda. That's what they do. They'll use everything and all things to do it. So that has gone on for a long time, and the people are believing it. In fact, we have a story of a Ukrainian girl being bombed. She called her parents, who are currently in Russia, saying, I'm being bombed. I have the dogs with me. The Russians are coming for me. And she keeps saying, no, it's not. It's not the Russians. We're not doing anything. anything. So the message is getting across and being believed by certain Russians. I also have to say it's a very hard thing to do, but Anonymous, the hacking group, has hacked into several of the Russian propaganda sites like RT.com. So there's another angle here of a cyber war going on at the same time as a real war. So it's a really confusing thing, but Russian propaganda, they'll use anything.
Yeah, I talked about this yesterday, how like it's a different war now, because in the past you believe these things because you don't see things. With social media, like Tori just said, now you're seeing these stories, but they're still countering that with other stories. It's like that movie Don't Look Up on Netflix. I mean, we kind of have a similar situation here in the U.S. I mean, there's some things that the right feels like and the left doesn't see, and vice versa, and the left doesn't. We have the same issue. It's not a war issue. They have a bigger problem on their hands, but this seems to be a worldwide issue. Like, if you're on one side or one subject, there is no going to the other side or thinking the other process, like thinking it through.
Well, I think you're using the right word when you say war, but it's really almost, obviously we're seeing missiles and bullets and bombs, but really everything we talk about is a war of information and who's going to win that battle. When we look at January 6th, there was thousands of people that had gotten bad information. I mean, they were all dead set on this information that they were sure was correct. And how many times throughout history have people acted because they thought they were doing the right thing? And that's one of the things that for somebody, I'm sure most people wouldn't think that I would ever come to the defense of the Capitol rioters. But when you get bad information over and over and over again, you think that you're doing the right thing. You think people are going to be writing about you in history books like they did for George Washington. So there is something to that, and I think we're seeing that play out just overseas this time.
That's why I said yesterday we need to have some sort of Disinformation Act where there has to be legislation in place to hold these social media accounts accountable.
And I said on the air, too, how much I disagree with you, and then I turned around after all these years, and even Biden agreed with you in his State of the Union speech. It was incredible.
Actually, I said it and you agreed with me, but.
And Sam.
Okay. Well, yesterday we did talk about calls here in the U.S. for the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Well, now even Senator Lindsey Graham is saying this is a good idea. Here's what he told Fox News.
Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and the world a great service.
However, Senator Graham is getting blowback for his comments from both Republicans and Democrats. Ted Cruz tweeted, "This is an exceptionally bad idea," adding, "We should not be calling for the assassination of heads of state." Ilhan Omar also tweeted about it, saying, "I really wish our members of Congress would cool it and regulate their remarks as the administration works to avoid World War III." You brought this up a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I agree, but Tori will compliment you for it. No, I totally agree. I totally agree on both accounts what they just said. It's starting World War III. That's what's happening. If you send in an assassination team with the U.S. or you're calling on somebody, you're kind of pushing that button. If you're calling on somebody and then he gets assassinated, you're kind of to blame for that. And if we start doing things like that, which again, it's illegal, we talked about yesterday in the war.
1976.
Right,
yes.
You brought that up. And you can't do that. What's to say after this we solve whatever's happening here, which is who knows if it's years, that we just can't go into North Korea and start fixing problems over there. You can't just start assassinating people because you don't like what they're doing. This is a world problem. Let the generals, let the government, as much as you don't like them, they know how to handle this.
You know,
I would hope. I would
hope too. The Kremlin, I just want to give a response before Al speaks. The Kremlin responded, by the way, to Senator Lindsey Graham and called him a drunk who has lost his mind.
Wow.
That is coming from Russia in a direct response to that. I also just think it's a really irresponsible thing to be throwing that out. And he tweeted it as well. So now it's in writing.
Has he ever seen like James Bond? Like that's not how. We don't just watch a movie like the president doesn't tweet. We're gonna go like you.
Take him
if
out.
you are going to send an assassin, you want to kind of keep that on the low.
Right.
So I don't understand like what he's doing. It was just very strange, and then that weird S-bomb he dropped in there.
Yeah,
which
and he didn't fully. He stopped himself, but it was so much so that we at the show had to bleep it.
Wow.
Again, social media. It always boils down to social media. And I always feel like the old person up here when I call for regulation and things like that. But yes, on one side of social media, you have a lot of activism and connectivity. We're seeing that play out in real time when it comes to Ukraine and a lot of other social justice movements. However, if you can stop the disinformation, and of course, that's a whole nother avenue. Who are the people to decide what is information, what's disinformation? If we can come to a point that facts are facts and science is science and this is real, then you're not going to brainwash people. But I don't know how we can accomplish that with a global effort.
But because we can't even agree on what's real.
Right.
We can't even agree on that. So there is no this is fact. There is no. We're divided on everything. So there is no real. One doctor will tell you this on one side, and one doctor will tell you the same on the other side. If you're looking for anything, Sam, whatever your ideology is, you could find it online.
Well,
someone will back you up.
But there's Verify, right? We have Verify within our Tegna company, and they go out of their way. Sure, it takes time. Nobody wants to take time anymore. Everybody wants to be the first to post their opinion, linking it to a fact, when in reality, we don't know all the context and the details. There's a company called Verify that takes their time. They consult with this person. They consult with this expert, that expert, and then they come together and they present the facts. So why couldn't
According to Verify, but I think a lot of people will look.
No, that's a slippery slope.
I agree. I'm just saying there's half the country that thinks that birds aren't real.
But 2 + 2 is 4, and that's
like,
right in our math world. She's right. Facts have to be facts at some point.
We need to get back to
up is up and down is down.
Your facts, though.
That was a great close.
Coming up on DBL, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are stepping up to help Ukraine. We'll tell you where you can donate to their cause, plus finding a true storybook romance. We've got an interview with the star of a new dating show called The Courtship. And a teen testifies against his dad in the U.S. Capitol attack trial. Could you do this against a member of your own family?
Closed captioning provided by.
Let me.
This March, connect with Al, Tori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam. Oh my gosh, real conversations are on DBL.
Man, you guys want all the smoke with these hard questions.
Yeah. DBL, all new, every day.
No, Chase Dreams. It's Paw Patrol.
Oh, what is Paw Patrol?
It's puppies that are police, like patrol
what else
officers.
would you think Paw Patrol
My
would be?
boys are so into Spider-Man right now.
My kids go like all over.
So the dogs are the cops?
They're puppies.
Cops. What are the puppies? Who are they enforcing?
Huh?
Who are
The
they
law, the
arresting?
rules of the city. And
But
there's a
who
guy
is-
that
like
looks like a
cats?
Monopoly guy who's kind of like the Dr. Evil, and he's always plotting. And then the Paw Patrol.
I feel like you can tell how old people
they saved the day.
are by like
Chase,
what shows you know.
I don't. They have like little.
Like what are
rhymes
your
and
kids?
stuff.
Because my kids were Bubble Guppies.
Oh, Bubble Guppies.
Dora.
Do your kids watch Chases on the Case? What's that
Yeah, from Chases on the Case. That's Paw Patrol.
from? Yeah, see?
And they're just dogs that are cops?
Are you having trouble
Tori's
with
like
the concept?
One's
It's a
cop.
cartoon.
Chase is a cop.
I know, I'm just trying to get the plot.
Then there's a
2 + 2 is
firefighter.
4, Tori.
Sam is already
Then-
out of facts. Speaking about, let's get
That's
verified
not
for that
true.
statement.
Okay, I'll let Jeff
You
verify
have to
me.
fire
One is a
them.
cop. One is a firefighter.
Right.
One is Rebel on the double.
That's Leighton's favorite.
Really,
Yeah,
Rebel?
Rebel.
Then there's Sky. She rides it. She
Oh,
drives a helicopter.
She's new
She's
to
a
the
pilot?
crew.
Yeah, she's a pilot. Then there's.
And what do they do during
So
the day?
Marshall's the firefighter. Rebel's. What does he do? Rebel. He just
He's
drives like a construction.
Yeah, he's the
construction.
what's
he's
the
the
plot?
muscle.
Okay, he's the muscle.
Yeah.
They just walk around all day.
Then Ryder's the
do you-
boy. Ryder controls the mighty pups.
Yeah, so he's a human.
Yeah,
Well,
Ryder's.
well, he's a cartoon, but
he's
a
a
human.
cartoon human that controls the mighty pups.
No, you can interrupt.
Michael, you can definitely.
It was like I summoned you here with my mind.
Taylor fell asleep listening.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Just
Listen, when you have kids, this is the
I
conversation.
feel
I'm
like
sorry.
she goes home and tells her young friends, like, this is what these old people were talking about
okay,
today.
boomers.
So very educational break.
Welcome back. The first January 6th insurrection trial is going on right now. And yesterday, something really interesting happened. This 19-year-old named Jackson Reffitt testified against his own father. He took the stand saying his relationship with his father was pretty great. until 2016, when his father became active in a far-right extremist group. Jackson turned his father, Guy, in to the FBI following the insurrection and provided recordings and text messages. Guy is on trial for transporting firearms from Texas to D.C. and bringing a firearm to the Capitol on January 6th. Wow. Tori, what do you think about this, and would you ever do this to one of your own family members, let alone your father?
I don't know if I could do it. I do know I love my country and I believe in that. And the other thing that I want to bring into context is his dad would tell him, the son, you're such a traitor. And if they says, if you turn on me, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot.
That's exactly what is. I just want to read that exact quote because I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the exact quote, if you turn on me, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot.
And he would keep a firearm on him almost at all times. So that's a real threat. That's not an empty threat, right? And I wonder if this kid, and I'm not a parent, but do you think he was trying to just get away from the dad, like get him, like to protect himself? This seems like an incredibly traumatic, dangerous situation. I might want him to go to the police just to have an authority figure in my life. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Totally. And going back to actually what you were saying about getting the correct information, right? You see this headline, you're like, who would do that to their family?
Right.
Who would do that? You have to dig a little bit. You have to peel back the onion. Weird. Yeah, I know, but why would I say that? That's so stupid. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I apologize. But let me finish. I'm trying to make light out of uncomfortable situations. But seriously, if you were a kid and you saw your father beat your mother and beat you and beat your other and treated you like dirt your whole life, this is the outcome, right? I'm gonna get away from that. I want a better life. I don't want to be you. I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Then you come to this conclusion. My dad today, with the way he raised me and the way he is to my mother and family, absolutely not. I would not, if he murdered someone, I wouldn't turn him in.
Yeah,
peel back the onion. I shouldn't have said that either.
A lot of people feel like, yeah, we'll handle that in the house. But you know, I look at this
in house.
It makes me think about that movie Soul, which I told you had a big impact on me. But there was a line in there that I always think about, and it said, "A lost soul is somebody that's obsessed with something that detaches them from life." And he got obsessed. This father became obsessed with, being a traitor and being a patriot, and forgot that he's a dad. He got so focused on that, it wedged him away from his real life. And this is what happens. Now, people on a journalism show are talking about you because you forgot what was important in your life. And instead of being with the son, watching him transition and being a young man, he'll probably be doing that from a jail cell because he forgot what was important. So this is what happens when misinformation takes over your world.
Thank you for that. It's full circle, right, from our first conversation. And hopefully this is this father's rock bottom. Hopefully, by going to jail or whatever may happen out of this trial, it will turn a corner for him. I can only imagine that hard decision from that son. All of us are very loyal to our family. We can't imagine ever doing that to any one of our family members, let alone your father. However, if you have tried to get through to your father for 6 years plus, and nothing is coming out of it,
and he's radicalized,
and you fear that your father may take someone's life, what else are you supposed to do? This takes so much courage. Not only is that being a true patriot, and I don't want to equate it because I've already read some of the comments calling him a rat. Again, nobody is really thinking back to your statement about peeling the onions, because peeling the onion, I hate that you even brought that up.
I'm so embarrassed.
I hate it. Awesome blossom.
I hope on Monday I totally forget about this moment.
But I think at the end of the day, we don't know how long this child has been trying to get through to his father.
Amen.
And I hope this will turn a corner for both of them.
And I think I should say we don't know what happened, if there was any beatings or anything like that. I'm just saying examples. Yes. We don't know what happened in the house.
And I listened to a podcast. His father's still very adamant from jail. So, yeah, he's still into it.
Well, coming up on DBL, a new dating show called The Courtship is premiering soon. We talk with the leading lady and what she thinks about going back in time to find true love.
I've never really...
At this account, it has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views, that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations. But right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Our next guest is a modern lady tired of modern dating, and she's the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship. But will this old kind of love hold up today? Check out our interview with Nicole Remy to find out.
We're in a Jane Austen movie, like we're in a fairy tale. And along with that fairy tale is falling in love.
Please welcome the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship, Nicole Remy. Hello, darling.
Wow, you guys are like my hype team. I need you all the time.
It's true. Nicole, we actually had a long discussion about The Courtship on our show. The men on the panel are naysayers.
Just say me.
Just say Al. All right, but what do you have to say to Al, who is, see, he says courting is boring.
It takes a while.
Ooh, courting is boring. That rhymes. Well, let me tell you that swiping is out and courting is in, and I'm a testament to it. I feel like it's an experience where you can truly think about romanticism and chivalry and courtship. I hope that anybody watching this could realize, you know, these connections that we're making without the distractions of social media and phones and technology and stuff like that.
I definitely agree with everything you just said, but I'm like, what happens when like the horses and the gloves go away? Like courting is like really cool, but like this morning my sump pump in my house broke. Yeah. Like what do you do when you're no longer on a majestic horse and like you have rubber gloves on at 7 in the morning?
That's true.
I think what's important to take away from this is that I'm forming these deep connections in this sort of Regency era courting fantastical world, and because those connections are so deep, they'll withstand the test of, in this case, time, and be able to be just as deep in the modern world because we have such a great foundation.
So Nicole, your family screened your suitors. Oh, so that's a little crazy, but you know, it worked out, right? So why should your parents have a say before you do?
My parents know me better than anyone. I think they've been together for 40 years, and they've been married for over 30. And what's so beautiful about it is that having that representation of love and seeing that while I'm trying to find love and having that example, it's priceless, and it really allowed me to see the values that I should be looking for in a partner.
Tonight, you're going to be choosing the gentleman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Are you ready?
Never been more ready.
Okay, what was the biggest sweeping romantic gesture that impressed you on the show? I read a lot of bodice rippers. Did someone like catch you? Did you swoon? Talk to me.
Bodice rippers.
Oh goodness, that is a good question. You know, these guys really went above and beyond, I have to say. I think one of the sweetest but also funniest moments is getting on and off the horses. I know the guys had to learn how to do it too, and we're wearing these long gowns and the guys are wearing these big coats and stuff like that, so it's not easy. So I appreciate that they took the time to learn, and it's sweet.
If this was me, I would just have them joust for my love. Everybody has a joust for a fight. Yeah, to the end. And I'd be like, y'all know what to the end means. Let's go.
So funny.
Are you not just
a duel, right?
Exactly. So I mean, we're joking around, but like you had to see, like I'm sure some pretty big fails. So like, what was the biggest courting fail you saw on the show?
So you'll see some very cheesy one-liners. You'll see,
you can see that at a bar.
I think. I know exactly, but one of the faults of dating is that sometimes you try to be somebody that you're not. And I was able to sniff that out pretty early on. So you'll see that at the beginning, but I think the guys, that continue throughout the process, they really are great, genuine guys, and they're taking this courting thing seriously.
I love that.
Now, younger generations are used to just like swiping and getting what they want. So how can they now manage their expectations, bringing courting back to today?
What's really important is that we're taking the opportunity to really develop and foster that deep connection without distractions of modern day dating. And I hope that anybody watching it can kind of take that away and be like, oh, maybe I should approach dating differently. Maybe I should be writing letters instead of sending DMs.
Ooh, I like a letter.
With a quill?
No.
Just the letter,
right?
Like the letter was going to be
with a quill.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. Thanks so much, Nicole, DBL Nation. Make sure you catch the premiere of The Courtship Sunday, March 6th on NBC. You are a dream and a doll.
Amazing.
Right? We were kind of courting each other, I think.
I think it's still happening.
It's happening. All right. We'll be right back.
Did I win you over?
You did. Thanks, Nicole.
Than't you all.
Can't wait to watch. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breast stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breast stinks?
Say.
Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We have a story, or an update rather, to a story that we talked about. An Indiana teacher who was caught on camera hitting a student. Now, a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. In the video, you see the teacher run after the student. He then hits the student so hard, you're going to see it right here, that the student's head bangs against the wall.
And that's concrete. Look at that. That's concrete.
You're right. And now that teacher has been arrested on felony battery charges. What do you think about the update as a former teacher, Al?
Yeah, anywhere. That could happen. It's an assault. You cannot hit people. You can't put your hands on people. I don't care what they say, unless you feel like you're in great physical danger and you're defending yourself, which he clearly was not. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to be sued, and it's going to get real ugly for him.
Especially because he was so much larger. I mean, it's bad anyway.
And he chased after
him. And he chased him. That's premeditation. You could have stopped at any moment before he started running, and he didn't.
And I would say as an authoritarian figure, like, the stakes should be even higher. You need to do everything possible to de-escalate. Not to say that teachers don't have it hard a lot of times.
But yeah.
There's more DBL ahead. We'll be right back.
After Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an attack against Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky submitted an application for membership into the European Union, and he posted about it on Facebook. Membership in the EU would provide free movement of capital, labor, trade, and services with the rest of the EU. But it wouldn't guarantee Ukraine military support in its fight against Russia. On social media, people are claiming the application was accepted. So let's verify. Is Ukraine a member of the European Union? Our sources are Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, the European Union, the European Commission, and Matthias Matthias, senior fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. On its website, the European Commission details the EU's membership process, which is known as the Ascension process. The first step is becoming an official candidate for membership. But this hasn't happened yet for Ukraine, according to Matthias.
Ukraine is not currently a member of the European Union. It's not even a candidate member of the European Union.
There is a long negotiation process between the EU member countries and candidates for membership, according to Matthias, and that hasn't started yet for Ukraine. The EU lists its 27 member countries on its website. The Commission also lists the status of the countries' membership negotiations online. As of March 2nd, Ukraine is not on either list. So we can verify, no, Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. According to Matthias, the accession process is quite lengthy. He says Turkey has been trying to get into the EU since the 1980s.
This could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years even, because it is such a demanding process.
So where does Ukraine's application stand now? On March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution that calls on the EU institutions to work toward granting Ukraine EU candidate status.
Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No. Y'all just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. So Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have set up a GoFundMe page to help victims of the war in Ukraine. Now, in a video posted to the site, Mila, who was born in Ukraine, called herself a proud American and a proud Ukrainian. The couple said they will match up to $3 million in donations to help get supplies and housing to refugees. Now, meantime, Max Chermakovsky, who was also born in Ukraine, spoke to GMA about his ordeal in the country and about the shame he felt over leaving.
I cried on the way from the airport. I felt embarrassed. You know, I felt embarrassed the entire ride back because I was the only man on the train amongst all women and children.
Is there any guilt you even feel for getting out or wanting out?
I feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel shamed. I feel upset.
Okay, so I'm going to go to you, Al, because you were very transparent yesterday on the show that you felt one way about Max leaving Ukraine, and then you thought about it. What did you think about his explanation?
I mean, he literally verbalized what I was saying that I would go through. It's the guilt, because once you get on the train, it's real. It's like both things are happening. One, I'm going to go see my family. So that's great. You can't believe it. You're literally one of the lucky ones to get out of the country. But once you get on that train and it starts to move and you look around you and you do realize that there are people making sacrifices that for whatever reason you chose not to make, it is going to weigh on you. And I think that's what life is it's never like, well, made a decision, Jeff, and it was perfect, so what are we doing next? Every decision is going to have heavy benefits and consequences, and I can't think of a situation that exemplifies that more than this one. So I get it, and I hope he can move forward and he'll be around with his kids, which is a good thing, but there's going to be some guilt with that too.
Yeah, you carry it with you. I just know from the Holocaust and in World War II, those that didn't help others live with this sort of overwhelming survivor's guilt. And it's almost like worse than if you had tried to do something. So when he said women and children, and I was all alone as the only man, that image will stay with him for the rest of his life. So I appreciate him being so honest.
Yeah, survivor's remorse is a real thing. And I think, like you said, it's going to follow him forever. I'm not judging the man for doing what he did because he's in a tough situation. But unfortunately, soldiers go through this, and it's something that he's going to have to live with. I'm not shaming him. I think people who shame him, like online, step into his shoes and see what you would do, okay? Right. Tough guy. So it's a bigger decision than any of us have faced in our life.
You said it right there. He's not a soldier.
Right. And listen, and that's why they're called heroes. When you go back, like the Lomochenkos, and fight, you get that you're a hero, right? And this man's going to live the rest of his life with his family, which is also a good thing, too.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well, Pete Davidson has been receiving a lot of sympathy from fans after Kanye West dropped a disturbing video showing him kidnap and bury an animated likeness of Pete. Well, now it looks like Pete may be leaving the planet. According to the New York Post, Pete is close to finalizing a deal to go to space. He would join Jeff Bezos on a Blue Origin space flight later this year. Kim and Pete had dinner at Bezos' house earlier this year. What do you guys think about Pete going to space? Tori, you're making a face. Go.
I don't get this at all. In my head, the Venn diagram of where Jeff Bezos is and Kim Kardashian are close, right? They overlap because they're like uber glamorous, uber wealthy. They live in that world. So I could see Kim going to space and doing like a photo shoot. Pete Davidson.
Photo shoot?
Yeah, you know, like a really cool in like.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Like I think Kate Upton did one for Rolling Stone where she was in free floating. But for Pete Davidson, to me, he's just like a dude in Staten Island getting a pizza. So like, and I like that about him. I know he's wealthy, but he doesn't read like Bezos money to me. So I do not get this at all. I don't understand it. I'm happy for him. Mazel tov.
I'm with you because I don't want to go to space. I don't like flying in general. But if I was at Jeff Bezos' house and he's eating and we're eating and he's like, do you like space? I'd be like, yeah, I sure do. He's like, do you want to go to space? Absolutely. And he's like, hey, Jeff, I booked a flight for us. We're going to space. Okay, Jeff. I think that's what happened.
I'm with Jeff. I think it was not.
He just got talked into it.
I think maybe they
just
went there because
everything.
We forget that Bezos is, you know, he owns Amazon Studios too. So who knows whatever projects he may have lined up with Kim or he may have lined up in the pipeline with Pete. I think it came up casually in dinner, and then we're now seeing.
I don't think going to space comes up casually.
With Jeff Bezos, it does.
Yeah. No, I really think that there is like
go to space?
There's wealth, and then there's the next level of wealth. And when you start getting to like, you know, I have more money than I could ever spend in 10 lifetimes. Then you're only competing with a handful of people, and there's only a few things that.
He doesn't have that money.
Right.
But he's close between him and Kim.
They're just dating. They're not married.
I'm just saying.
Maybe
when you want to separate yourself from the rich to the uber rich, you start doing things that not everybody can do. Going to space is one of them. Everybody got a yacht. Everybody has a personal plane. Not too many people have been to space. It's the one thing.
I hear you, but don't you think on SNL he would do a segment making fun of someone going to space? Like it just doesn't read.
Especially like him.
Yeah, like it just doesn't read Pete Davidson, I guess, to me. But hey. Cool.
All right, well, speaking of Kim, her sister Courtney revealed that she and Travis Barker recently went on a sex fast. Speaking to Bustle magazine, Courtney said it was part of a cleanse that was meant to draw toxins out of the body, but also involved not having sex. The couple is, of course, known for showing off their PDA, and Courtney said deciding not to have sex actually made everything better. They're so new in their relationship to go on a sex cleanse. That surprised me.
Yeah. It surprised me too because of how PDA they are.
And how long was that? Was that 24 hours?
Right.
Was that 2 weeks?
Right.
How long?
Yeah, but they've been dating a couple months. If you eat crab legs every day, you're going to get tired of them.
Do you?
You know what I mean? I
Couple
wouldn't.
months. They've been dating more than a couple months.
But do you see what I'm saying? They could go on a sex cleanse,
But
right?
maybe that's just, I don't know if something seems to be working, why do you go, okay, well, let's stop this and do the exact opposite? I feel like if you guys have a great sexual chemistry and energy between, why would you stop that and then hope to restart it? Because I'd be worried that maybe we might realize that, like, hey, maybe we're okay doing it much, much, much less, which is something that clearly neither one of them wants. So I'd just say if it's working, stick with it.
And I thought their whole point was to get rid of toxins. Why would you prevent purges?
Here's my problem too. It's like it's a little Gwyneth to me, Paltrow. Not that I'm going there, but to say you want to get rid of toxins.
You have issues with
and then to say I don't want to have sex. Sex is actually scientifically really good for toxins and moving things around in the body. Scientifically, that doesn't really make any sense to me.
But it's just a challenge. You're going through it. You're going through it together,
That's
which
fine.
makes sense. It's not like, hey, sorry, honey, I'm going to abstain from it for a couple months. That's not cool. But if you're doing it together, it makes the heart grow fonder. Like, oh, I can't wait till March 24th. You know what I mean? It's going down.
Crab legs.
Speaking of sex fast, you get my joke. Everyone missed it.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Sex.
If you're waiting a couple months and then you have sex, it's sex fast.
Oh,
see?
yeah. You've been hanging out with Tori too.
Yeah.
Oh, Tori, that was well thought out and clever. Tori doesn't do that.
Coming up on DBL, what are the most common friendship deal breakers? We're going to talk about it next.
Closed captioning provided by
What's up with the camera?
I can't stand it either.
Yeah.
Okay, let's show her. Taylor, I'm going to show you. No, I am. I'm going to show her.
Okay. But I think the
This?
conversation we really wanted to have was like.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Don't do that, Tori.
She actually has it.
No, now it's upside down.
Okay, hold on. Okay. That's it.
Maybe at the break we'll fix it.
Tori, you put it on
It's
the
still
exact
crooked.
wrong way.
So it's for people at home looking, so here's the lens of the camera, and that goes
It
on.
was going like this, cockeyed, you know what I mean?
But now it's not on at all.
Okay.
Are you losing? Is the light weird?
Okay.
It's Friday.
You know what sometimes I do in this situation? I go like this, Mom, what's up, Mom? And I walk away. No, I'm just
Put it
kidding.
away. I don't think that's on. Made it professional.
Taylor hates me.
People at home are loving that.
She's just got great fringe and curtain bang.
Really good bang.
Yeah.
I'm kind of studying them because Sophie wants to grow out, my daughter wants to grow out her bangs, but maybe I can convince her to do your bangs. It's a good bang.
Just ask for a 70 shag.
But she went to some, like, that's a
We're-
good cut.
Yeah, that's a great cut.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna hand this back to you. And
Why don't you wait till the break?
I just feel really bad.
I know,
Why
Taylor.
did you do? What made you think that you could fix it?
Taylor, I apologize.
It's okay.
Do you still want to work here?
It's so fun.
How was your first couple, 2 weeks now?
No, it's been like a week.
This is, this is my first.
How's your first week going?
It's been good.
She's been on camera a lot.
Do you have a favorite and least favorite?
Oh my gosh, I can't say
She
that.
looked at me.
Oh,
She
But
looked
you
at
do,
me.
but you do.
She looked at me. She looked at me.
She looked at you because you're her least favorite.
You said you have a favorite, and she went like that.
Yeah.
You're her mom's favorite.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's good enough for Tori.
Yeah, I'll take that. What's your mom saying? Hi, Lee.
We're arguing. Welcome back. Did you know the average friendship lasts just 7 years? Please stop drinking my green tea.
I'm not going to drink it. I was going to move it in the shot.
Speaking
I was trying
of
to be
friendship,
professional.
okay, no one sees it. It's hidden.
Well, I was looking right at it, so how'd that happen?
Nobody saw this either, but okay.
It was on
All right,
camera.
Speaking of friendship, each friendship lasts
See, there it is.
7 years on average. So this got us thinking, what are some of the most popular friendship deal breakers?
Oh, boy.
The most cited reasons we found were a friend needing lots of attention and not giving back, openly putting you down, disagreements about political beliefs, regularly canceling plans without notice.
That was me for a long time.
And a lack of trust in the friendship.
Holy cow.
A lot.
You check a lot of boxes.
Have you ever broken up with a friend for any of those reasons or others? Has a friend ever broken up with you? Have you guys ever had to do this?
Let's address this elephant in the room, Tori.
I mean, you go.
I'll say this: the last two,
No,
honestly.
what is happening?
No, because I feel like Tori checks a lot of boxes, and she probably feels the same way for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Tori checks all of the boxes.
I feel like Jeff checks those boxes.
Do you feel like any of those boxes are Tori?
You guys, this is personal.
This is therapeutic.
But it's helpful. I'm fine with it.
Me and Tori are over this. It's just for the audience more to bring them in. Like if Tori wants to take a chicken wing and throw it in my chicken wings that I haven't eaten yet, we're friends.
Has a friend ever broken up with either of you?
I think you can get ghosted without there being a formal breaking up, but definitely
When
I
you're
know.
really close. You got to talk to that person.
I think you just kind of drift. I think people move around a lot more, so it's not as much like you kind of go to high school and you live in the same place you were born. So sometimes you live somewhere for 5-6 years and then you move. And it's just hard to maintain that friendship because kind of people move on. So
that's different. We're talking about you're really close with someone and then all of a sudden you realize, this person makes me feel toxic or I don't want to be so close to them anymore. They have these expectations of me. I have to let them know. Have you ever been in that situation?
Well, I had a roommate in New York when I first went there who just stopped talking to me completely. And the worst thing is that you want a reason. If it's a political belief, is there something I've done? I can apologize. I can work on myself. She just fully
Did you confront her about this?
Of course. And I said, please, this is driving me insane. I really want to work this out. She would pretend to be on the phone when she'd pass me so she wouldn't have to talk to me, and then her phone rang once, and I'm like, you're not on the phone. But at the end,
reason?
She'd left her keys in an empty room and left one day.
You don't know?
No. And I've thought about it. It's almost worse if you don't know. If you do bring it up and say, hey, we're going in 2 different directions, maybe that's the better, more
I don't think
mature
anybody's
way.
ever done that.
Yes, they have.
But I think you could have both though. Like if you listen, full disclosure, I love Tori. She's the best.
Jeff, absolutely.
And she checks those boxes, but you get, and not in the way that enough to break up a friendship.
Right.
So you can accept some of those flaws. When you know something, no, vice versa, yeah.
Totally.
But when you know something's toxic and you have those friends, I think everyone at home can relate. You got to part ways, even if you went to kindergarten
Do you
together.
have a script?
Like a boundary.
Like some sort of script, like this, I love you, but this isn't working for me.
Yeah, I mean, you could have that conversation, which is probably easier, but it takes a little more oomph,
Yeah,
a little more courage.
I wouldn't be
or
good at
if
that conversation.
I mean, if you just stop calling someone, liking their Instagram photos, they get the idea,
They
right?
get the hint.
You flake away.
No.
All right, coming up.
Would you call me?
On DBL, we are talking with a man who is related to 2 Black history heroes, how he's continuing their important legacy.
We all know that
Look at this account. It has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations. But right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet
whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Imagine that you had to dispel doubts about your full humanity every time you picked up a pen. Having to fight that battle over and over every day. That was the life of Frederick Douglass.
Wow, pride in our ancestors takes on a whole new meaning when you're a direct descendant of leaders in American history like Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. This is a reality for Kenneth Morris Jr. He's the third-generation grandson of Frederick Douglass and the second of Booker T. Washington. He joins us live. Kenneth, thank you. Wow. Okay, so first and foremost, we have so many questions, but how did you learn that you were directly related to two major American historical figures, Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass?
You know, there was never a time when someone sat me down and said, hey, we've got something really important to tell you. I've just always have known. I spent all of my summers in Frederick Douglass's summer beach house on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland in a place called Highland Beach. And in every room, there were images of my ancestors. And I was probably about 5 or 6 years old when I started to notice that my ancestors were on statues, they were on money, postage stamps, schools were named for them, bridges were named for them. And everywhere I turned, I could kind of start to feel like I was in this long, vast shadow. So it's just something that I was born into and I've always known.
It gave me chills hearing that.
I want to go a little bit deeper with this. Can you share with our audience the love story that connected these incredible bloodlines?
It happened on my mother's side of the family. So my mother's mother, Nettie Hancock Washington, was Booker T. Washington's granddaughter. And my mother's father, Frederick Douglass III, was Frederick Douglass's great-grandson. So my grandparents met in 1941 at Tuskegee Normal School and Institute, which is a school that Booker T. Washington founded in 1881. They happened to be on campus the same day. My grandmother was rushing across campus to meet friends. My grandfather was headed to eat in the student cafeteria. They literally bumped into each other, didn't know that the other descended from an historic family, and they fell in love at first sight and wound up getting married 3 months later.
Oh my
and
God.
when my mom,
meant to be.
Douglass, was born, she was the person that united the bloodline. She was an only child, and so I have the honor and privilege of being the first male to carry the dual lineage. So it was truly a love story.
Oh my God. What a cute meet. Can you talk about that? I mean, wow.
And you must be like a superhero.
Right? Just like about like legendary bloodline. Unbelievable.
I was excited about the weekend. I feel like a loser.
I know what you mean. You are. No, I'm kidding. I do want to get to this. The HBO documentary, Frederick Douglass in 5 Speeches, is so interesting, this idea. It features famous black voices sharing his speeches. However, your iconic grandfather's voice was never recorded. So we don't know what Frederick Douglass sounds like, which I think is so interesting. Lincoln famously had a very high pitchy noise that we didn't know yet. What's it like trying to imagine the sound of Frederick Douglass in his speeches?
I can go back to my childhood again and being about 5 or 6 years old, and there was this larger-than-life portrait of Frederick Douglass that was hanging in that beach house at the top of the stairs. And I remember looking at him and thinking, man, you look mean, because I didn't understand that he was very deliberate and intentional in the way that he went about presenting himself through photography. He never wanted to have people look at him and not recognize him as a man worthy of freedom, worthy of citizenship. So I remember looking at that portrait, and as I would try and sneak past it, his eyes would follow me.
Wow.
And I always imagined in my little boy imagination this deep, booming baritone bellowing down upon my tiny person, and he would say, "You will do great things, young man." And so the pressure started pretty young, but he was said to have this booming baritone voice, and you're right, it was never recorded, so we can only imagine what he would have sounded like.
Sounds like that, I hope.
Absolutely. So listen, I want to hear a little bit about the work that you do now, but I want to go back to the pressure. Did you feel pressure to follow in the footsteps of your historical grandfathers? You kind of just touched on it.
When I was younger, the few times that I told people of my relationship to my ancestors, nobody ever believed me. And so I never thought that it was a point worth arguing. And I had a few teachers and a principal that thought that I was not telling the truth when I brought Abraham Lincoln's cane for show and tell one day. So if you can imagine being a child and people not believing you. So I really grew up decisively disengaged from my lineage until Providence called in my life, which happened in 2005. And I read a National Geographic magazine, and the cover story was 21st Century Slaves. And it was an article about human trafficking and modern day slavery existing all over the world, including right here in the United States. And kind of had this moment one evening when I was listening to my daughters getting ready for bed down the hallway, and they were laughing and playing. And I was reading another article about a 12-year-old girl who was forced to be a sex slave in the brothels of Southeast Asia. And when I walked in to say goodnight to my girls, I had this moment where I couldn't look them in the eyes. I couldn't look them in the eyes and walk away and not do something about this. So my mom and I started the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives in 2007 with a mission to bring human trafficking prevention education into the classrooms, into K through 12 schools, which we've done successfully all over the country.
Wow. If you're ever in Denver, dinner on us.
Yes.
I want to hear stories all day.
I'll take you up on that for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's incredible. Now, this is a big turn here. There are some people who say you once resembled Bruno Mars.
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
my goodness.
So, you can see it now.
I would say identical,
Now, right?
not resemble.
Right? Who pointed this out to you, sir?
My younger daughter, Nicole, and her friend. You guys are good with your research. In fact, people actually had me worried. So many people were saying that to me, especially when I was younger, that I was trying to think back where I was the year that he was born. So I was far away from Hawaii.
You're all, where was I?
Exactly.
That was a curveball.
That was another bloodline. Thank you so much for joining us, Kenneth. You were doing
Yeah,
such...
but I wouldn't mind him knocking on my door and saying, "Hey, Daddy."
Exactly. Kenneth, you're doing great work. You really are. You're following in those footsteps.
Absolutely.
You should be very proud. DBL Nation, check out Frederick Douglass in 5 Speeches now streaming on HBO Max. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
Such an
It was
honor.
amazing.
Thank you all.
What a light.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more Red Table Talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breath stinks? Yeah. So what should Molly do with since her birth stings?
Say.
Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. A lot of our viewers confused, like you, Tori, about Pete Davidson being able to go to space because do you know how much a ticket costs?
Like in the millions?
55 million.
Are you serious? Oh,
yep. So we looked at their net worths. Pete Davidson, not too shabby, 8 million, but clearly can't afford a ticket.
Right.
Kim Kardashian, 1.8 billion. So it's either a gift from Mr. Bezos or maybe this is a gift from Kim.
I don't think she's given up half her wealth to do that. I think that they're sending celebrities to probably draw attention to it so they can eventually sell it to the public.
I think Sam was right on when she said Amazon Studios. I bet you there's some connection there with a movie or something with Pete Davidson coming out, and they're doing it for publicity.
But wait a second, you said half of her net worth? 55 million. She's worth 1.something billion.
My brain can't even conceive of that. That's why I was off. I was like, 100 million is hard as it goes.
I was wondering. DBL is new every day. We'll see you Monday,
great.
same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Stay safe.
After Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an attack against Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky submitted an application for membership into the European Union, and he posted about it on Facebook. Membership in the EU would provide free movement of capital, labor, trade, and services with the rest of the EU. But it wouldn't guarantee Ukraine military support in its fight against Russia. On social media, people are claiming the application was accepted. So let's verify. Is Ukraine a member of the European Union? Our sources are Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, the European Union, the European Commission, and Matthias Matthias, senior fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. On its website, the European Commission details the EU's membership process, which is known as the Ascension process. The first step is becoming an official candidate for membership. But this hasn't happened yet for Ukraine, according to Matthias.
Ukraine is not currently a member of the European Union. It's not even a candidate member of the European Union.
There is a long negotiation process between the EU member countries and candidates for membership, according to Matthias, and that hasn't started yet for Ukraine. The EU lists its 27 member countries on its website. The Commission also lists the status of the country's membership negotiations online. As of March 2nd, Ukraine is not on either list. So we can verify, no, Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. According to Matthias, the accession process is quite lengthy. He says Turkey has been trying to get into the EU since the 1980s.
This could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years even, because it is such a demanding process.
So where does Ukraine's application stand now? On March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution that calls on the EU institutions to work toward granting Ukraine EU candidate status.
Out today on Daily Blast Live.
It's day 9 of the war in Ukraine as more tragic images show the eye-opening reality to the rest of the world. Plus, Senator Lindsey Graham calls on Russians to assassinate Putin.
The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out.
The teacher caught on camera slapping a student has now been arrested. Does he deserve jail time? A man related to two Black history heroes joins us live to talk about how he's continuing the legacy of Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. And our interview with the leading lady on a new dating show where it's The Bachelor meets Bridgerton.
I'm introducing all of them to my parents right from the start.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Well, all week we've been talking about the war in Ukraine and all the videos that are coming from the front line showing what is going on in real time. Like this video of a man who was filming when an airstrike rained down on the building behind him. Ukrainians also released this video of a captured Russian soldier calling his mom. He tells her she needs to use social media so as many people as possible know the truth about Putin's attacks. Now, this is what we're seeing in the West, but over in Russia, it's a very different story. State-run media is heavily censoring what's being said, limiting access to Western media. They've even been using children, you guys. Look at this is real. On TV to explain the war to Russians. They claimed many videos being seen across Russia are fake. They're also claiming Nazis in Ukraine are attacking Russian speakers and police so they can justify their invasion of Ukraine. Tori, I can't believe what I am reading.
That child thing was terrifying. It was very, very scary. But just know that's Russian propaganda. That's what they do. They'll use everything and all things to do it. So that has gone on for a long time, and the people are believing it. In fact, we have a story of a Ukrainian girl being bombed. She called her parents, who are currently in Russia, saying, I'm being bombed. I have the dogs with me. The Russians are coming for me. And she keeps saying, no, it's not. It's not the Russians. We're not doing anything. So the message is getting across and being believed by certain Russians. I also have to say it's a very hard thing to do, but Anonymous, the hacking group, has hacked into several of the Russian propaganda sites like RT.com. So there's another angle here of a cyber war going on at the same time as a real war. So it's a really confusing thing, but Russian propaganda, they'll use anything.
Yeah, I talked about this yesterday, how like it's a different war now, because in the past you believe these things because you don't see things. With social media, like Tori just said, now you're seeing these stories, but they're still countering that with other stories. It's like that movie Don't Look Up on Netflix. I mean, we kind of have a similar situation here in the U.S. I mean, there's some things that the right feels like and the left doesn't see, and vice versa, and the left doesn't. We have the same issue. It's not a war issue. They have a bigger problem on their hands, but this seems to be a worldwide issue. Like, if you're on one side or one subject, there is no going to the other side or thinking the other process, like thinking it through.
Well, I think you're using the right word when you say war, but it's really almost, obviously we're seeing missiles and bullets and bombs, but really everything we talk about is a war of information and who's going to win that battle. When we look at January 6th, there was thousands of people that had gotten bad information. I mean, they were all dead set on this information that they were sure was correct. And how many times throughout history have people acted because they thought they were doing the right thing? And that's one of the things that for somebody, I'm sure most people wouldn't think that I would ever come to the defense of the Capitol rioters. But when you get bad information over and over and over again, you think that you're doing the right thing. You think people are going to be writing about you in history books like they did for George Washington. So there is something to that, and I think we're seeing that play out just overseas this time.
That's why I said yesterday we need to have some sort of Disinformation Act where there has to be legislation in place to hold these social media accounts accountable.
And I said on the air, too, how much I disagree with you, and then I turned around after all these years, and even Biden agreed with you in his State of the Union speech. It was incredible.
Actually, I said it and you agreed with me, but.
And Sam.
Okay. Well, yesterday we did talk about calls here in the U.S. for the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Well, now even Senator Lindsey Graham is saying this is a good idea. Here's what he told Fox News.
Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and the world a great service.
However, Senator Graham is getting blowback for his comments from both Republicans and Democrats. Ted Cruz tweeted, "This is an exceptionally bad idea," adding, "We should not be calling for the assassination of heads of state." Ilhan Omar also tweeted about it, saying, "I really wish our members of Congress would cool it and regulate their remarks as the administration works to avoid World War III." You brought this up a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. But Tori will compliment you for it. No, I totally agree. I totally agree on both accounts what they just said. It's starting World War III. That's what's happening. If you send in an assassination team with the U.S. or you're calling on somebody, you're kind of pushing that button. If you're calling on somebody and then he gets assassinated, you're kind of to blame for that. And if we start doing things like that, which again, it's illegal, we talked about yesterday in a war.
1976.
Right,
yes.
You brought that up. And you can't do that. What's to say after this we solve whatever's happening here, which is who knows if it's years, that we just can't go into North Korea and start fixing problems over there? You can't just start assassinating people because you don't like what they're doing. This is a world problem. Let the generals, let the government, as much as you don't like them, they know how to handle this. I would hope. I would hope
too. The Kremlin, I just want to give a response before Al speaks. The Kremlin responded, by the way, to Senator Lindsey Graham and called him a drunk who has lost his mind.
Wow.
That is coming from Russia in a direct response to that. I also just think it's a really irresponsible thing to be throwing that out. And he tweeted it as well. So now it's in writing.
Has he ever seen like James Bond? Like that's not how. We don't just watch a movie. Like the president doesn't tweet. We're gonna go like you.
Take him
if
out.
you are going to send an assassin, you want to kind of keep that on the low.
Right.
So I don't understand like what he's doing.
You want to keep that
it was just very strange, and then that weird S-bomb he dropped in there.
Yeah,
which
and he didn't fully. He stopped himself, but it was so much so that we at the show had to bleep it.
Wow.
Again, social media. It always boils down to social media. And I always feel like the old person up here when I call for regulation and things like that. But yes, on one side of social media, you have a lot of activism and connectivity. We're seeing that play out in real time when it comes to Ukraine and a lot of other social justice movements. However, if you can stop the disinformation, and of course, that's a whole nother avenue. Who are the people to decide what is information, what's disinformation? If we can come to a point that facts are facts and science is science and this is real, then you're not going to brainwash people. But I don't know how we can accomplish that with a global effort.
But because we can't even agree on what's real. Right. We can't even agree on that. So there is no this is fact. There is no. We're divided on everything. So there is no real. One doctor will tell you this on one side, and one doctor will tell you the same on the other side. If you're looking for anything, Sam, whatever your ideology is, you could find it online.
Well,
someone will back you up.
But there's Verify, right? We have Verify within our Tegna company, and they go out of their way. Sure, it takes time. Nobody wants to take time anymore. Everybody wants to be the first to post their opinion, linking it to a fact, when in reality, we don't know all the context and the details. There's a company called Verify that takes their time. They consult with this person. They consult with this expert, that expert, and then they come together and they present the facts. So why couldn't
according to Verify, but I think a lot of people will look.
No, that's a slippery slope.
I agree. I'm just saying there's half the country that thinks that birds aren't real.
But 2 + 2 is 4, and that's
like,
right in our math world. She's right. Facts have to be facts at some point.
We need to get back to
up is up and down is down.
Your facts, though.
That was a great close.
Coming up on DBL, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are stepping up to help Ukraine. We'll tell you where you can donate to their cause, plus finding a true storybook romance. We've got an interview with the star of a new dating show called Courtship, and a teen testifies against his dad in the U.S. Capitol attack trial. Could you do this against a member of your own family?
Closed captioning provided by
This March, connect with Al, Tori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam. Oh my gosh, real conversations are on DBL.
Man, you guys want all the smoke with these hard questions.
Yeah. DBL, all new, every day.
No, Chase Dreams. It's Paw Patrol.
Oh, what is Paw Patrol?
It's puppies that are police, like patrol
What else
officers.
would you think Paw Patrol
My
would be?
boys are so into Spider-Man right now. and
My
Hulk.
kids go like all over.
So the dogs are the cops?
They're puppies,
Who?
cops.
What are the puppies? Who are they enforcing?
Huh?
Who are
The
they
law, the
arresting?
rules of the city. And
But
there's a
who
guy
is-
that
like
looks like a
cats?
Monopoly guy who's kind of like the Dr. Evil, and he's always plotting. And then Paw Patrol.
I feel like you can tell how old people
they save the
are
day.
by like
Chase,
what shows you know.
I don't know, they have like little
Like what are
rhymes
your
and
kids?
stuff.
Because my kids were Bubble Guppies.
Oh, Bubble Guppies.
Dora.
Do your kids watch Chases on the Case? What's that
Yeah, from Chases on the Case. That's Paw Patrol.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And they're just dogs that are cops?
Are you having trouble
Tori's
with
like,
the
It's
One's
a
cop.
cartoon.
Chase is a cop.
I know, I'm just trying to get the plot.
Then there's a
2 + 2 is
firefighter.
4, Tori.
Sam is already
Then-
out of facts. Speaking about, let's get
That's
verified
not
for that
true.
statement.
Okay, I'll let Jeff
You
verify
have to
me.
fire
One is a cop. One is a firefighter.
Right.
One is Rebel on the double.
That's Leighton's favorite.
Really,
Yeah,
Rebel?
Rebel.
Then there's Sky. She rides it. She drives a helicopter.
She's new
She's
to
a
the
pilot?
crew.
Yeah, she's a pilot. Then there's.
And what do they do during
So
the day?
Marshall's the firefighter. Rebel's. What does he do? Rebel. He just drives like a construction.
Yeah, he's the
construction.
what's
he's
the
the
plot?
muscle.
Okay, he's the muscle.
Yeah.
We just walk around all day.
Then Ryder's the boy. Ryder controls the Mighty Pups.
Yeah, so he's a human.
Yeah,
Well,
Ryder's.
well, he's a cartoon, but
He's
a
a
human.
cartoon human that controls the Mighty Pups.
No, you can interrupt.
Michael, you can definitely interrupt.
It was like I summoned you here with my mind.
Taylor fell asleep listening.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Listen, when you have kids, this is the
I
conversation.
feel
I'm
like
sorry.
she goes home and tells her young friends, like, this is what these old people were talking about
okay,
today.
boomers.
So very educational break.
Welcome back. The first January 6th insurrection trial is going on right now. And yesterday, something really interesting happened. This 19-year-old named Jackson Reffitt testified against his own father. He took the stand saying his relationship with his father was pretty great until 2016, when his father became active in a far-right extremist group. Jackson turned his father, Guy, in to the FBI following the insurrection and provided recordings and text messages. Guy is on trial for transporting firearms from Texas to D.C. and bringing a firearm to the Capitol on January 6th. Wow. Tori, what do you think about this, and would you ever do this to one of your own family members, let alone your father?
I don't know if I could do it. I do know I love my country and I believe in that. And the other thing that I want to bring into context is his dad would tell him, the son, you're such a traitor. And if they says, if you turn on me, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot.
That's exactly what is. I just want to read that exact quote because I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the exact quote, if you turn on me, you're a traitor, and traitors get shot.
And he would keep a firearm on him almost at all times. So that's a real threat. That's not an empty threat, right? And I wonder if this kid, and I'm not a parent, but do you think he was trying to just get away from the dad, like get him, like to protect himself? This seems like an incredibly traumatic, dangerous situation. I might want him to go to the police just to have an authority figure in my life. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Totally. And going back to actually what you were saying about getting the correct information, right? You see this headline, you're like, who would do that to their family?
Right.
Who would do that? You have to dig a little bit. You have to peel back the onion. Weird. Yeah, I know, but why would I say that? That's so stupid. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I apologize. But let me finish. I'm trying to make light out of uncomfortable situations. But seriously, if you were a kid and you saw your father beat your mother and beat you and beat your other and treated you like dirt your whole life, this is the outcome, right? I'm gonna get away from that. I want a better life. I don't want to be you. I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Then you come to this conclusion. My dad today, with the way he raised me and the way he is to my mother and family, absolutely not. I would not, if he murdered someone, I wouldn't turn him in.
Yeah,
peel back the onion. I shouldn't have said that either.
A lot of people feel like, yeah, we'll handle that in the house. But you know, I look at this
in the house.
It makes me think about that movie Soul, which I told you had a big impact on me. But there was a line in there that I always think about, and it said, "A lost soul is somebody that's obsessed with something that detaches them from life." And he got obsessed. This father became obsessed with, being a traitor and being a patriot, and forgot that he's a dad. He got so focused on that, it wedged him away from his real life. And this is what happens. Now, people on a journalism show are talking about you because you forgot what was important in your life. And instead of being with his son, watching him transition and being a young man, he'll probably be doing that from a jail cell because he forgot what was important. So this is what happens when misinformation takes over your world.
Thank you for that. It's full circle, right, from our first conversation. And hopefully this is this father's rock bottom. Hopefully, by going to jail or whatever may happen out of this trial, it will turn a corner for him. I can only imagine that hard decision from that son. All of us are very loyal to our family. We can't imagine ever doing that to any one of our family members, let alone your father. However, if you have tried to get through to your father for 6 years plus, and nothing is coming out of it,
and he's radicalized,
and you fear that your father may take someone's life, what else are you supposed to do? This takes so much courage. Not only is that being a true patriot, and I don't want to equate it because I've already read some of the comments calling him a rat. Again, nobody is really thinking back to your statement about peeling the onions, because peeling the onion, I hate that you even brought that
I'm
up.
so embarrassed.
I hate it. Awesome blossom.
I hope on Monday I totally forget about this moment.
But I think at the end of the day, we don't know how long this child has been trying to get through to his father.
Amen.
And I hope this will turn a corner for both of them.
And I think I should say we don't know what happened, if there was any beatings or anything like that. I'm just saying examples. Yes. We don't know what happened in the house.
And I listened to a podcast. His father's still very adamant from jail. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, he's still into it.
Well, coming up on DBL, a new dating show called The Courtship is premiering soon. We talk with the leading lady and what she thinks about going back in time to find true love.
I've never really...
At this account, it has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations. But right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Our next guest is a modern lady tired of modern dating, and she's the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship. But will this old kind of love hold up today? Check out our interview with Nicole Remy to find out.
We're in a Jane Austen movie, like we're in a fairy tale. And along with that fairy tale is falling in love.
Please welcome the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship, Nicole Remy. Hello, darling.
Wow, you guys are like my hype team. I need you all the time.
It's true. Nicole, we actually had a long discussion about The Courtship on our show. The men on the panel are naysayers.
Just say me.
Just say Al. All right. But what do you have to say to Al, who is, see, he says courting is boring.
It takes a while.
Ooh, courting is boring. That rhymes. Well, let me tell you that swiping is out and courting is in, and I'm a testament to it. I feel like it's an experience where you can truly think about romanticism and chivalry and courtship. I hope that anybody watching this could realize, you know, these connections that we're making without the distractions of social media and phones and technology and stuff like that.
I definitely agree with everything you just said, but I'm like, what happens when like the horses and the gloves go away? Like courting is like really cool, but like this morning my sump pump in my house broke. Yeah. Like what do you do when you're no longer on a majestic horse and like you have rubber gloves on at 7 in the morning?
That's true.
I think what's important to take away from this is that I'm forming these deep connections in this sort of Regency era courting fantastical world, and because those connections are so deep, they'll withstand the test of, in this case, time, and be able to be just as deep in the modern world because we have such a great foundation.
So Nicole, your family screened your suitors. Oh, so that's a little crazy, but you know, it worked out, right? So why should your parents have a say before you do?
My parents know me better than anyone. I think they've been together for 40 years, and they've been married for over 30. And what's so beautiful about it is that having that representation of love and seeing that while I'm trying to find love and having that example, it's priceless, and it really allowed me to see the values that I should be looking for in a partner.
Tonight, you're going to be choosing the gentleman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Are you ready?
Never been more ready.
Okay, what was the biggest sweeping romantic gesture that impressed you on the show? I read a lot of bodice rippers. Did someone like catch you? Did you swoon? Talk to me.
Bodice rippers.
Oh goodness, that is a good question. You know, these guys really went above and beyond, I have to say. I think one of the sweetest but also funniest moments is getting on and off the horses. I know the guys had to learn how to do it too, and we're wearing these long gowns and the guys are wearing these big coats and stuff like that, so it's not easy. So I appreciate that they took the time to learn, and it's sweet.
If this was me, I would just have them joust for my love. Everybody has a joust for a fight. Yeah, to the end. And I'd be like, y'all know what to the end means. Let's go.
So funny.
Are you not just
a duel, right?
Exactly. So I mean, we're joking around, but like you had to see, like, I'm sure some pretty big fails. So like, what was the biggest courting fail you saw on the show?
So you'll see some very cheesy one-liners. You'll see,
you can see that at a bar.
I think I know exactly, but one of the faults of dating is that sometimes you try to be somebody that you're not. And I was able to sniff that out pretty early on. So you'll see that at the beginning, but I think the guys, you know, that continue throughout the process, they really are great, genuine guys, and they're taking this courting thing seriously.
I love that. Now, younger generations are used to just like swiping and getting what they want. So how can they now manage their expectations, bringing courting back to today?
What's really important is that we're taking the opportunity to really develop and foster that deep connection without distractions of modern day dating. And I hope that anybody watching it can kind of take that away and be like, oh, maybe I should approach dating differently. Maybe I should be writing letters instead of sending DMs.
Ooh, I like a letter.
With a quill?
No.
Just the letter would
right?
be,
like
that would,
letter
yeah, the letter was going to
with
be
like a quill.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. Thanks so much, Nicole, DBL Nation. Make sure you catch the premiere of The Courtship Sunday, March 6th on NBC. You are a dream and a doll.
Amazing.
Right? We were kind of courting each other, I think.
I think it's still happening.
It's happening. All right. We'll be right back.
Did I win you over?
You did. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you all.
Can't wait to watch. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breast stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breast stinks?
Safe. Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLErikaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We have a story, or an update rather, to a story that we talked about, an Indiana teacher who was caught on camera hitting a student. Now, a warning to our viewers, this video is disturbing. In the video, you see the teacher run after the student. He then hits the student so hard, you're going to see it right here, that the student's head bangs against the wall.
And that's concrete. Look at that. That's concrete.
You're right. And now that teacher has been arrested on felony battery charges. What do you think about the update as a former teacher, Al?
Yeah, anywhere. That could happen. It's an assault. You cannot hit people. You can't put your hands on people. I don't care what they say, unless you feel like you're in great physical danger and you're defending yourself, which he clearly was not. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to be sued, and it's going to get real ugly for him.
Especially because he was so much larger. I mean, it's bad anyway.
And he chased after
him. And he chased him. That's premeditation. You could have stopped at any moment before he started running, and he didn't.
And I would say as an authoritarian figure, like, the stakes should be even higher. You need to do everything possible to de-escalate. Not to say that teachers don't have it hard a lot of times.
But yeah.
There's more DBL ahead. We'll be right back.
After Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an attack against Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky submitted an application for membership into the European Union, and he posted about it on Facebook. Membership in the EU would provide free movement of capital, labor, trade, and services with the rest of the EU. But it wouldn't guarantee Ukraine military support in its fight against Russia. On social media, people are claiming the application was accepted. So let's verify. Is Ukraine a member of the European Union? Our sources are Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, the European Union, the European Commission, and Matthias Matthias, senior fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. On its website, the European Commission details the EU's membership process, which is known as the Ascension process. The first step is becoming an official candidate for membership. But this hasn't happened yet for Ukraine, according to Matthias.
Ukraine is not currently a member of the European Union. It's not even a candidate member of the European Union.
There is a long negotiation process between the EU member countries and candidates for membership, according to Matthias, and that hasn't started yet for Ukraine. The EU lists its 27 member countries on its website. The Commission also lists the status of the countries' membership negotiations online. As of March 2nd, Ukraine is not on either list. So we can verify, no, Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. According to Matthias, the accession process is quite lengthy. He says Turkey has been trying to get into the EU since the 1980s.
This could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years even, because it is such a demanding process.
So where does Ukraine's application stand now? On March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution that calls on the EU institutions to work toward granting Ukraine EU candidate status.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. So Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have set up a GoFundMe page to help victims of the war in Ukraine. Now, in a video posted to the site, Mila, who was born in Ukraine, called herself a proud American and a proud Ukrainian. The couple said they will match up to $3 million in donations to help get supplies and housing to refugees. Now, meantime, Max Chermakovsky, who was also born in Ukraine, spoke to GMA about his ordeal in the country and about the shame he felt over leaving.
I cried on the way from the airport. I felt embarrassed. You know, I felt embarrassed the entire ride back because I was the only man on the train amongst all women and children.
Is there any guilt you even feel for getting out or wanting out?
I feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel shamed. I feel upset.
Okay, so I'm going to go to you, Al, because you were very transparent yesterday on the show that you felt one way about Max leaving Ukraine, and then you thought about it. What did you think about his explanation?
I mean, he literally verbalized what I was saying that I would go through. It's the guilt, because once you get on the train, it's real. It's like both things are happening. One, I'm going to go see my family, so that's great. You can't believe it. You're literally one of the lucky ones to get out of the country. But once you get on that train and it starts to move and you look around you and you do realize that there are people making sacrifices that for whatever reason you chose not to make, it is going to weigh on you. And I think that's what life is it's never like, well, made a decision, Jeff, and it was perfect, so what are we doing next? Every decision is going to have heavy benefits and consequences, and I can't think of a situation that exemplifies that more than this one. So I get it, and I hope he can move forward and he'll be around with his kids, which is a good thing, but there's going to be some guilt with that too.
Yeah, you carry it with you. I just know from the Holocaust and in World War II, those that didn't help others live with this sort of overwhelming survivor's guilt. And it's almost like worse than if you had tried to do something. So when he said women and children, and I was all alone as the only man, that image will stay with him for the rest of his life. So I appreciate him being so honest.
Yeah, survivor's remorse is a real thing. And I think, like you said, it's going to follow him forever. I'm not judging the man for doing what he did because he's in a tough situation. But unfortunately, soldiers go through this, and it's something that he's going to have to live. I'm not shaming him. I think people who shame him, like online, step into his shoes and see what you would do, okay? Right. Tough guy. So it's a bigger decision than any of us have faced in our life.
You said it right there. He's not a soldier.
Right. And listen, and that's why they're called heroes. When you go back, like the Lomochenkos, and fight, you get that you're a hero, right? And this man's going to live the rest of his life with his family, which is also a good thing, too.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well, Pete Davidson has been receiving a lot of sympathy from fans after Kanye West dropped a disturbing video showing him kidnap and bury an animated likeness of Pete. Well, now it looks like Pete may be leaving the planet. According to the New York Post, Pete is close to finalizing a deal to go to space. He would join Jeff Bezos on a Blue Origin space flight later this year. Kim and Pete had dinner at Bezos' house earlier this year. What do you guys think about Pete going to space? Tori, you're making a face. Go.
I don't get this at all. In my head, the Venn diagram of where Jeff Bezos is and Kim Kardashian are close, right? They overlap because they're like uber glamorous, uber wealthy. They live in that world. So I could see Kim going to space and doing like a photo shoot. Pete Davidson, yeah, you know, like a really cool
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like I think Kate Upton did one for Rolling Stone where she was in free floating. But for Pete Davidson, to me, he's just like a dude in Staten Island getting a pizza. So like, and I like that about him. I know he's wealthy, but he doesn't read like Bezos money to me. So I do not get this at all. I don't understand it. I'm happy for him. Mazel tov.
I'm with you because I don't want to go to space. I don't like flying in general. But if I was at Jeff Bezos' house and he's eating and we're eating and he's like, do you like space? I'd be like, yeah, I sure do. He's like, do you want to go to space? Absolutely. And he's like, hey, Jeff, I booked a flight for us. We're going to space. Okay, Jeff. Or going, I think that's what happened.
I'm with Jeff. I think it was not.
He just got talked into it?
I think maybe they
just
went there
yes
because
everything.
we forget that Bezos is, he owns Amazon Studios too. So who knows whatever projects he may have lined up with Kim or he may have lined up in the pipeline with Pete. I think it came up casually in dinner, and then we're now seeing.
I don't think
For
going
sure.
to space comes up casually.
With Jeff Bezos, it does.
Yeah. No, I really think that there's
You
like
wanna go to space?
there's wealth, and then there's the next level of wealth. And when you start getting to like, I have more money than I could ever spend in 10 lifetimes. Then you're only competing with a handful of people, and there's only a few things that.
He doesn't have that money.
Right.
But he's close between him and Kim.
They're just dating. They're not married.
I'm just saying.
Maybe
when
it's a
you
gift
want to
from
separate
Kim.
yourself from the rich to the uber rich, you start doing things that not everybody can do. Going to space is one of them. Everybody got a yacht. Everybody has a personal plane. Not too many people have been to space. It's the one thing.
I hear you, but don't you think on SNL he would do a segment making fun of someone going to space? Like it just doesn't read.
Especially like him. Right?
Yeah, like it just doesn't read Pete Davidson, I guess, to me. But hey. Cool.
All right, well, speaking of Kim, her sister Courtney revealed that she and Travis Barker recently went on a sex fast. Speaking to Bustle magazine, Courtney said it was part of a cleanse that was meant to draw toxins out of the body, but also involved not having sex. The couple is, of course, known for showing off their PDA, and Courtney said deciding not to have sex actually made everything better. They're so new in their relationship to go on a sex cleanse. That surprised me.
Yeah. It surprised me, too, because of how PDA they are.
And how long was that? Was that 24 hours?
Right.
Was that 2 weeks?
Right.
How long?
Yeah, but they've been dating a couple months. If you eat crab legs every day, you're going to get tired of them.
Do you?
You know what I mean?
A couple months. They've been dating more than a couple months.
But do you see what I'm saying? They could go on a sex cleanse,
But
right?
maybe that's just, I don't know if something seems to be working, why do you go, okay, well, let's stop this and do the exact opposite? I feel like if you guys have a great sexual chemistry and energy between, why would you stop that and then hope to restart it? Because I'd be worried that maybe we might realize that, like, hey, maybe we're okay doing it much less, which is something that clearly neither one of them wants. So I'd just say if it's working, stick with it.
And I thought their whole point was to get rid of toxins.
Here's where I have
why would you prevent purges?
So here's my problem, too. It's like it's a little Gwyneth to me, Paltrow, not that I'm going there, but to say you want to get rid of toxins.
You have issues with
and then to say I don't want to have sex. Sex is actually scientifically really good for toxins and moving things around in the body. Scientifically, that doesn't really make any sense to me.
But it's just a challenge. You're going through it. You're going through it together,
That's
which makes sense. It's not like, hey, sorry, honey, I'm going to abstain from it for a couple months. That's not cool. But if you're doing it together, it makes the heart grow fonder. Like, oh, I can't wait till March 24th. You know what I mean? It's going down.
Crab legs.
Speaking of sex fast, you get my joke. Everyone missed it.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Sex.
If you're waiting a couple months and then you have sex, it's sex fast. See?
Yeah.
You've been hanging out with Tori too.
Yeah.
Oh, Tori, that was well thought out and clever. Tori doesn't do that.
Coming up on DBL, what are the most common friendship deal breakers? We're going to talk about it next.
Closed captioning provided by
What's up with the camera?
I can't stand it either.
Yeah.
Okay, let's show her. Taylor, I'm going to show you. No, I am. I'm going to show her.
Break up with friends.
Okay.
But I think the
This?
conversation we really wanted to have was like,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Don't do that, Tori.
She actually has it.
No, now it's upside down.
Okay, hold on. Okay. That's it.
Maybe at the break we'll fix it.
Tori, you put it on
It's
the
still
exact
crooked.
wrong way.
So it's for people at home looking. So here's the lens of the camera. Yeah, and that goes
It
on.
was going like this, cockeyed. You know what I mean?
But now it's not on at all.
Okay.
Are you losing? Is the light weird?
Okay.
It's Friday.
You know what sometimes I do in this situation? I go like this, Mom, what's up, Mom? And then I walk away. No, I'm just
Put it
kidding.
away. I don't think that's on. Get it to professional.
Taylor hates me.
People at home are loving that.
She's just got great fringe and curtain bang.
Really good bang.
Yeah.
I'm kind of studying them because Sophie wants to grow out. My daughter wants to grow out her bangs, but maybe I can convince her to do your bangs. It's a good bang.
Just ask for a 70 shag.
But she went to some, like, that's a
We're-
good cut.
Yeah, that's a great cut.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to hand this back to you. And
Why don't you wait till the break?
I just feel really bad.
I know,
Why
Taylor.
did you do? What made you think that you could fix it?
Taylor, I apologize.
It's okay.
Do you still want to work here?
This is so fun.
How was your first couple, 2 weeks now?
No, it's been
a
like a week. This is, yeah, it was my first
How's your first week going?
It's been good.
She's been on camera a lot.
Do you have a favorite and least favorite?
Oh my gosh, I can't say
She
that.
looked at me.
Oh,
She
But you do.
She looked at me. She looked at me.
She looked at you because you're her least favorite.
You said you have a favorite, and she went like that.
Yeah.
You're her mom's favorite.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's good enough for Tori.
Yeah, I'll take that. What's your mom saying? Hi, Lee.
We're arguing. Welcome back. Did you know the average friendship lasts just 7 years? Please stop drinking my green tea.
I'm not going to drink it. I was going to move it in the shot.
Speaking
I was trying
of
to be
friendship,
professional.
okay, no one sees it. It's hidden.
Well, I was looking right at it, so how'd that happen?
Nobody saw this either, but okay.
It was on
All right,
camera.
Speaking of friendship, each friendship lasts
See, there it is.
7 years on average. So this got us thinking, what are some of the most popular friendship deal breakers?
Oh, boy.
The most cited reasons we found were a friend needing lots of attention and not giving back, openly putting you down, disagreements about political beliefs, regularly canceling plans without notice,
That was me for a long time.
and a lack of trust in the friendship.
Holy cow.
A lot.
You check a lot of boxes.
Have you ever broken up with a friend for any of those reasons or others? Has a friend ever broken up with you? Have you guys ever had to do this?
Let's address this elephant in the room, Tori.
I mean, you go.
I'll say this: the last two,
No,
honestly.
what is happening?
No, because I feel like Tori checks a lot of boxes, and she probably feels the same way for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Tori checks all the boxes.
I feel like Jeff checks those
Do
boxes.
you feel like any of those boxes are Tori?
You guys, this is personal.
This is therapeutic.
It's helpful. I'm fine with it.
Me and Tori are over this. It's just for the audience more to bring them in. Like if Tori wants to take a chicken wing and throw it in my chicken wings that I haven't eaten yet, we're friends.
Has a friend ever broken up with either of you?
I think you can get ghosted without there being a formal breaking up, but definitely
When you're
I know.
really close. You got to talk to that person.
I think you just kind of drift. I think people move around a lot more, so it's not as much like you kind of go to high school and you live in the same place you were born. So sometimes you live somewhere for 5-6 years and then you move. And it's just hard to maintain that friendship because kind of people move on. So
That's different. We're talking about you're really close with someone and then all of a sudden you realize, this person makes me feel toxic or I don't want to be so close to them anymore. They have these expectations of me. I have to let them know. Have you ever been in that situation?
Well, I had a roommate in New York when I first went there who just stopped talking to me completely. And the worst thing is that you want a reason. If it's a political belief, is there something I've done? I can apologize. I can work on myself. She just fully
Did you
stopped.
confront her about that?
Of course. And I said, please, this is driving me insane. I really want to work this out. She would pretend to be on the phone when she'd pass me so she wouldn't have to talk to me. And then her phone rang once. And I'm like, you're not on the phone. But at the end,
reason?
She'd left her keys in an empty room and left one
You don't
day.
know?
No. And I've thought about it. It's almost worse if you don't know. If you do bring it up and say, hey, we're going in 2 different directions, maybe that's the better, more
I don't think
mature
anybody's
way.
ever done that.
Yes, they have.
But I
Girls
think
do.
I think you could
Girls
have
do,
both
yeah.
though. Like if you like, listen, full disclosure, I love Tori.
I
She's
love
the best,
Jeff, absolutely.
and she checks those boxes. But you get, and not in the way that enough to break up a friendship.
Right.
So you can accept some of those flaws when you know some. No, vice versa, yeah.
Totally.
But when you know something's toxic and you have those friends, I think everyone at home can relate. You got to part ways, even if you went to kindergarten
Do you have a
together.
script?
Like a boundary.
Like some sort of like script, like this, I love you, but this isn't working for me.
Yeah, I mean, you could have that conversation, which is probably easier, but it takes a little more oomph,
Courage.
Yeah,
a little more courage.
I wouldn't be
or
good at
if
that
you,
conversation.
I mean, if you just stop calling someone, liking their Instagram photos, they get the idea,
They get
right?
the hint,
Just
yes.
flake away.
No.
All right, coming up.
Would you call me?
On DBL, we are talking with a man who is related to 2 Black history heroes, how he's continuing their important legacy.
We all know that movement is like medicine, but getting the movement you need to feel better can be a challenge. Now you can keep
this account. It has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations. But right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money.
Imagine that you had to dispel doubts about your full humanity every time you picked up a pen. Having to fight that battle over and over every day. That was the life of Frederick Douglass.
Wow, pride in our ancestors takes on a whole new meaning when you're a direct descendant of leaders in American history like Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. This is a reality for Kenneth Morris Jr. He's the 3rd-generation grandson of Frederick Douglass and the 2nd of Booker T. Washington. He joins us live. Kenneth,
wow.
Wow. Okay, so first and foremost, we have so many questions, but how did you learn that you were directly related to 2 major American historical figures, Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass?
You know, there was never a time when someone sat me down and said, hey, we've got something really important to tell you. I've just always have known. I spent all of my summers in Frederick Douglass's summer beach house on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland in a place called Highland Beach. And in every room, there were images of my ancestors. And I was probably about 5 or 6 years old when I started to notice that my ancestors were on statues, they were on money, postage stamps, schools were named for them, bridges were named for them. And everywhere I turned, I could kind of start to feel like I was in this long, vast shadow. So it's just something that I was born into and I've always known.
It gave me chills hearing that.
I want to go a little bit deeper with this. Can you share with our audience the love story that connected these incredible bloodlines?
It happened on my mother's side of the family. So my mother's mother, Nettie Hancock Washington, was Booker T. Washington's granddaughter. And my mother's father, Frederick Douglass III, was Frederick Douglass's great-grandson. So my grandparents met in 1941 at Tuskegee Normal School and Institute, which is a school that Booker T. Washington founded in 1881. They happened to be on campus the same day. My grandmother was rushing across campus to meet friends. My grandfather was headed to eat in the student cafeteria. They literally bumped into each other, didn't know that the other descended from an historic family, and they fell in love at first sight and wound up getting married 3 months later.
Oh my
and
God.
when my mom, Nettie Washington Douglass, was born, she was the person that united the bloodline. She was an only child, and so I have the honor and privilege of being the first male to carry the dual lineage. So it was truly a love story.
Oh my God, what a cute meet. Can you talk about that? I mean, wow.
And you must be like a superhero.
Right?
Like, just talk about like legendary bloodline.
Unbelievable.
I was excited about the weekend. I feel like a loser.
I know what you mean. You are. No, kidding. I do want to get to this. The HBO documentary, Frederick Douglass in 5 Speeches, is so interesting, this idea. It features famous Black voices sharing his speeches. However, your iconic grandfather's voice was never recorded. So we don't know what Frederick Douglass sounds like, which I think is so interesting. Lincoln famously had a very high pitchy noise that we didn't know yet. What's it like trying to imagine the sound of Frederick Douglass in his speeches?
I can go back to my childhood again and being about 5 or 6 years old, and there was this larger-than-life portrait of Frederick Douglass that was hanging in that beach house at the top of the stairs. And I remember looking at him and thinking, man, you look mean, because I didn't understand that he was very deliberate and intentional in the way that he went about presenting himself through photography. He never wanted to have people look at him and not recognize him as a man worthy of freedom, worthy of citizenship. So I remember looking at that portrait, and as I would try and sneak past it, his eyes would follow me. Wow. And I always imagined in my little boy imagination this deep, booming baritone bellowing down upon my tiny person, and he would say, "You will do great things, young man." And so the pressure started pretty young, but he was said to have this booming baritone voice, and you're right, it was never recorded, so we can only imagine what he would have sounded like.
Sounds like that, I hope.
Absolutely. So listen, I want to hear a little bit about the work that you do now, but I want to go back to the pressure. Did you feel pressure to follow in the footsteps of your historical grandfathers? You kind of just touched on it.
When I was younger, the few times that I told people of my relationship to my ancestors, nobody ever believed me. And so I never thought that it was a point worth arguing. And I had a few teachers and a principal that thought that I was not telling the truth when I brought Abraham Lincoln's cane for show and tell one day. So if you can imagine being a child and people not believing you. So I really grew up decisively disengaged from my lineage until Providence called in my life, which happened in 2005. And I read a National Geographic magazine, and the cover story was 21st Century Slaves. And it was an article about human trafficking and modern day slavery existing all over the world, including right here in the United States. And kind of had this moment one evening when I was listening to my daughters getting ready for bed down the hallway, and they were laughing and playing. And I was reading another article about a 12-year-old girl who was forced to be a sex slave in the brothels of Southeast Asia. And when I walked in to say goodnight to my girls, I had this moment where I couldn't look them in the eyes. I couldn't look them in the eyes and walk away and not do something about this. So my mom and I started the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives in 2007 with a mission to bring human trafficking prevention education into the classrooms, into K through 12 schools, which we've done successfully all over the country.
Wow. If you're ever in Denver, dinner on us.
Yes.
I want to hear stories all day.
I'll take you up on that for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's incredible. Now, this is a big turn here. There are some people who say you once resembled Bruno Mars.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, my goodness.
So, you can see it now.
I would say identical,
now, right?
not resemble.
Right? Who pointed this out to you, sir?
My younger daughter, Nicole, and her friend. You guys are good with your research. In fact, people actually had me worried. So many people were saying that to me, especially when I was younger, that I was trying to think back where I was the year that he was born. So I was far away from Hawaii.
You're all, where was I?
Exactly.
That was a curveball.
Maybe that was another bloodline. Thank you so much for joining us, Kenneth. You are doing such.
But I wouldn't mind him knocking on my door and saying, "Hey, Daddy."
Exactly. Kenneth, you're doing great work. You really are. You're following in those footsteps.
Absolutely.
You should be very proud. DBL Nation, check out Frederick Douglass in 5 speeches now, streaming on HBO Max. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
It was
amazing.
Thank you all.
What a light.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breath stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breath stinks?
Say. Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. A lot of our viewers confused, like you, Tori, about Pete Davidson being able to go to space because do you know how much a ticket costs?
Like in the millions?
55 million.
Are you serious? Oh,
yep. So we looked at their net worths. Pete Davidson, not too shabby, 8 million, but clearly can't afford a ticket.
Right.
Kim Kardashian, 1.8 billion. So it's either a gift from Mr. Bezos or maybe this is a gift from Kim.
I don't think she's given up half her wealth to do that. I think that they're sending celebrities to probably draw attention to it so they can eventually sell it to the public.
I think Sam was right on when she said Amazon Studios. I bet you there's some connection there with a movie or something with Pete Davidson coming out and they're doing it for publicity.
But wait a second, you said half of her net worth? 55 million. She's worth 1.something billion.
My brain can't even conceive of that. That's why I was off. I was like, 100 million is hard as it goes.
I was wondering. DBL is new every day. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Stay safe.